Yeah, you treat him like a baby. All the shawty's taking all his cash. Please don't stare, you might we'll get him money, come on my respect. Way too many niggas in the cut, I love. Always lets me get the first blow. I don't care, I'll just pretend. I guess I'm better than these other chumps.
All right. Welcome to Rung 7. I have been waiting all day for this one. I've been waiting all day. I'm excited. GAMEROLIVE, Anonymous, BIKSEL. I think they're listening to the countdown as we speak, although I'm not sure.
Yeah, we'll see that in just like 20-something seconds probably. But they will be getting started right now.
Yeah.
And
But this
hopefully everything is good.
This is an important one.
All right. I think we're good. Okay. Cinema. The first elimination match of the ladder, huh?
Absolutely. BIKSEL, he's getting ready to cue music on.
Yeah, it's
actually,
important tech.
It seems not quite in position.
Well, you might need the cantina
but this
guys
is a big
to
one.
play, you know,
Yeah.
music.
Here we go. Yeah, this is a big one. Double elim. So. I didn't quite see GAMEROLIVE there, but I think BIKSEL may have been the only one to miss the second slap on the rubbish bin. I'm not sure though.
That's big. That could end up mattering. But you know what could actually end up mattering is if GAMEROLIVE misses pod fraud again. Just gotta say
again. Well,
first match, that is what happened.
Well, you know, I'm looking at the results here. GAMEROLIVE has played the most ladder league games within this match. I mean, they've already done 2.
Yeah.
Is this the first for the other 2 runners?
Well, Anonymous was in Ladder League last year. I'd have to check on BIKSEL, but Anonymous
Hmm,
did make it through the play-ins last year, I believe, and did end up bowing out in the
I see.
bottom rung, of course. Now, you know a thing or two about escaping the bottom rung. This is
Okay.
obviously the most the most perilous of places you can be in the ladder, and I can't imagine starting off the ladder in the bottom rung is anything less than extremely nerve-wracking. I mean, like,
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, if you want to double down there, I mean, go bottom rung where Gamer Olive started, and here they are persevering. I mean, if you want to talk about clutching up from the bottom, I mean, in my case at least, it definitely brought out the clutch factor. I mean, hold on.
absolutely.
This is actually a very important area, and it is completely different for all three runners, it seems, but resulting in the same success, Gamer Olive.
Success is one way to put it. This is
I I
definitely
like
scuffed.
I like the tactical time loss there, ensuring that P1 died again with no coins. And Bixel's got a bad TC spawn.
You know what? I'm gonna say it. I don't like what I just saw from any of the runners. They are all nervous. I'm just gonna say it. They're all nervous.
Well, it might be a new strat. Bixel Anonymous spawn
New
TC in the
strat, you
exact
think?
same place. Gamer Olive, the only one doing it.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that is a shaky start for everyone, and it's what we expect. I mean, if you really think about it, this if Gamer Olive is somehow able to win this match with a
Mm,
PB 4 minutes worse than all of them, a Sob 4 minutes worse than all of them, starting in the bottom of the bottom of the bottom, able to win this and get into week two, anything is possible.
Well,
So
I'm a believer.
I
I'm a
guess I am
believer in
too.
all of them.
My predictions would disagree with me, but I'm just gonna say that I am.
Well, the predictions, that's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. But,
You know.
I was looking at the PBs on, speedrun.com and what they actually have sent into the Discord. Anonymous, I'm pretty sure his last PB was like 3 years ago. And
Yeah, so
couldn't see a VOD on his stream. I think he's kind of been hiding away.
so he I'll give you a little bit of history here. So
Mm, mm,
Anonymous, he may have even in fact been in the community before I
mm.
started playing.
Oh,
He's
wow.
an old school runner, I guess you would call it, which for me is like aging me to say because I used to be one of the new kids, you know. But
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, Anonymous is sort of considered an old school runner at this point. Obviously, such a long and expansive history in his endeavors in free play, which I would consider his main
Yeah.
category. Also holding top times in all mini kits in the past, which of course is a category that incorporates story, but never been a dedicated any percent runner.
Mm,
Maybe not interested in the 1P2C, maybe not interested in the cutscenes, who knows what it is, right? But he always loved the free play tech, and that was what he was
yeah.
best at. But
Variable. I mean, I also saw a bit of Wallace and Gromit on the pros speedrun page, but
absolutely,
just to reflect on the tree there, ICS, because that's pretty important. Just randomly, Anonymous and Bixel, they both
this is
got
not
Oob
great
on the
for
left,
them.
Gamer Olive going to the right,
No
but
one
it
had
was
this
all
room go how they
successful.
wanted. Oh my god.
No, no, they all took I think 5 or 6 jumps to get up the tree as well. I don't think anyone had a clean one.
And that makes me think, right? The winner of this match will not be who plays the best. It will be who can keep it together the longest. Because
Yeah,
when you are
and I
in a
mean,
situation like
yeah,
this, it is so scary.
oh, absolutely. I mean, Gamer Olive played it 100% safe. I didn't even attempt
Hmm.
log jump. In fact, I didn't know you could force the log from that far away.
Yeah.
That's how safe it was.
That's
I
the
don't
the
think
one
we're
that you see
about to see
strat.
the drop seed here. Bixel's angle kind of looked good, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not going to see that here.
It's a very, very advanced strat, I would say.
Well,
Actually,
I don't think we'll see that for weeks.
did Bixel do that? It looks like he did that on 40. I think he just switched to 60. So he did tree on 40.
Interesting.
Interesting. Interesting stuff. But Bixel should maintain the lead here out of Invasion. But I mean, of course, it's going to be a close race, right? We're in episode one.
Yeah.
And
So
as
surprising, even on. Oh, yeah.
well, I was just going to say, as a commentator said the other day,
Mm.
apparently only the last episode matters. the first 5 episodes don't matter. I don't personally agree with that, but there is an an element of truth to that. I think,
No, I understand that.
you know.
I think the early game builds lore. I mean, I don't know if these guys are watching the ladder league as well, you know, like watching what their opponents here, how they're doing. But it creates lore because you know you see young gamer Olive here, they fail pod race. I mean, how are you feeling as anonymous? You know, how are you
Mhm.
feeling as BIKSEL, knowing you guys are the OGs and the new kid on the block's already behind? But spin it the other way around. You know, if you're the young one, yeah, young runner that is, already ahead of the two oldies. I mean, how do you feel? Is the pressure too much? I mean, I don't know. I genuinely have been looking forward to this one because I mean, you could tell by the reactions. This is an unexpected match, an almost random feeling match. You know what I mean?
Mhm. And you think about it too, Zoda, like Gamer Olive has missed pod fraud and come back from a 3-minute deficit
Yeah,
in a match this season already. That has got to be a
absolutely.
confidence booster to know that you can really like mount a comeback and probably PB by multiple minutes if you can just lock in and play really, really well. So
Yeah.
I think the nerves for if it's for anyone, it's gonna be on the 23 seed. It's gonna be on this new Australian runner who, doesn't have a huge depth of history in the game, but
Mm,
has managed to already mount a comeback, and the expectations aren't as high as these other runners, and that they're probably just thinking, I'll just
mm.
play my game, and if I win, then that's an upset, and I can hold my head high and say I survived play-ins and week 1, which no one has ever done.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, hearing that game roller from Moz, you gotta love that oceanic representation. Definitely rare. Not just in TCS. I feel like in Lego games in
Absolutely.
general. Well, shout out to Bearhead. You know, only other one I can think of.
Bearhead, Zentorian,
Oh well,
Gustative.
Zentor. Okay. I'm clearly not thinking straight.
Hey, you gotta give Gus some credit. He might be
Oh,
the most
Gus is
well-rounded oceanic
he's the
runner.
OG. He's like
Yeah,
he's my OG man. He was like my first chatter. Well, may have been you.
absolutely. I know it was so I mean that's some interesting lore, but I
Yeah.
believe there was just a bunch of us watching your stream one time while you were doing like you were doing DM1 casually, and then we told you
Mm,
to go for lamp jump. And then that was
wow.
basically how it happened. And I still
Wow.
remember that.
Well, I don't remember that. What a world. Wow.
Yep. Might have been a little stoned during that, but that's okay.
Well.
Anyway,
Oh, and actually, I'm just thinking. I saw that the PB at the start here for Gamer Olive was a 244, but obviously they won with a
41.
241. Yeah. So huge improvement there already.
And we could see
But I wasn't
another one of
sure if.
those.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, this is the level we've been waiting for. The level we've been waffling about this whole time.
Oh man, I'm nervous. I mean,
Um, can we? I mean, like, I don't know if we can run a prediction for the chat, but between you and
I
me,
usually
we saying
do
1 out of 3, 2 out of 3.
a here. I'm gonna do a prediction for best episode 4 exit. This is usually what we
Mm,
do. Anonymous,
absolutely.
Pixel, Gamer, Olive. You know what's funny is I bet you I'm gonna run this for 5 minutes, right? And then one of them's gonna miss prod fraud, and instantly everyone's gonna vote on the other people.
Yeah. Well, I'm already seeing them off to the races. Obviously, no God frauds just yet.
Not yet, not yet. I wonder when we will see that. Probably Rung 1 will be the first time we see it.
Wow. Wait, 2 days, my bro, and you're about to
Well, I
see it
think Rung 1 is
excellently
before
executed.
that. Actually, no. I
Oh,
think your race is first. Oh, this guy's
not
got
sure.
something up his
Weird
sleeve,
time
maybe.
zone,
Yeah.
potentially.
I'm hearing Charizite will do it. So, we may see a few this week. I'm excited to
Mm,
see how much time people can lose on this level. Maybe we'll break new records, previously held by Revelo and Flaming Laser for most amount of time lost in pod race in ladder leagues in one season, but more to come. And speaking of which, BIKSEL will be the first to attempt this. Let's see how it goes. He does clip out. Anonymous follows suit, and Gamer Olive will be a few seconds behind BIKSEL's. Transition hit is perfect. So is Anonymous's, and let's see if we can make it 3 for 3 here as Gamer Olive clips out. And it's good. This
just
looks
love
like a
the
2 death setup.
synchronization. All
Absolutely.
three exactly the same, even early drop-ins as well. Nothing
Now look at
sketchy.
this. Anonymous
Two
is going to
death?
go for 0 death, and he's going to get it. And that's going to be some massive time save. Look at that. Anonymous has catapulted himself into first place. That is the free play
Oh.
experience coming in. What a pod
I
race
mean,
we're seeing.
I think we just saw 0 death, 2 death, and, you know, no drop-in at the end at all. Like,
Yeah, all of the strats.
yeah, nice variation.
Yeah, and I mean that's exactly what you come to expect with a top free play runner like Anonymous. He has to be
Yeah.
putting down those 0 deaths in free play. It's the same trick in any percent, just without the cutscene. So he's gonna have that capability, and he's gonna have the gall to go for that in a high stakes race like this. That is
Mm,
confidence. He's playing with confidence. That's a scary thing when you have the best PV out of these three, and you're playing with confidence. It's gonna be
mm,
hard, to beat that runner.
absolutely. And I think just in general, a lot of runners lack experience across multiple categories. Like I myself, very weak at free play. Definitely think it affects tricks like that. I mean, you saw Anonymous do that. Oh, waffle, waffle, waffle. I'm just trying to see these guys get out of pod race.
But they do. I mean, look at that. That's
I
three
mean,
successful pod frauds.
no, we were talking it up like something disastrous was about to happen. But that was just, I mean, that's what you want to see in the ladder league. Like,
Wow. You love to see it. We love to see a close race out of pod race. Like that may be, not considered a luxury, but you can't take it for granted. We haven't seen that every single match.
mm, absolutely. And going into
So,
feed, you know, and
yeah.
that's when things get eventful. Because pod race, I mean, for these guys, I know they're on the edge of their seats, you know, but coming from a chill lap 3 like that into the disasters that can come with feed. I mean, theater clip. This would be interesting. I doubt anyone will be going for this, but I don't know. It's just so unpredictable.
You want to know my prediction? I think the top two runners will be going for it, and
No, well,
Olive will not.
see, I feel like there's a lot of people that underappreciate just doing what your heart feels best at the time, you know,
Oh, for
because that's
sure.
when the most clutch moments occur, especially in these live events like this. I mean, do you expect to see anything especially unique that we won't usually see in other matches?
No, and I think the thing is that when you look at a runner like Anonymous, who's obviously the favorite to win this,
Mm,
and is only trailing by 1 second right now, so he's not even going to go
absolutely.
for theater clip. And you know what? Zoda knows best, I guess. We're gonna see no theater clips here, and that's exactly like what you're saying. The thing is, sometimes you don't need these strats to win. If
Of course.
Anonymous is confident in his 1P2C, in his technical skill, in his understanding of the game, which in my opinion is his biggest strength,
Mm.
he's gonna be able to take this one home without any major disasters. Now the question is, do you think any of these runners get through this run without any major disasters? And I think I
Oh,
know the answer to that.
it's impossible. It's impossible. The pressure, you know, the consistency, it's not 100% there. These guys aren't especially active runners. Oh, Gamer Olive, of course, is the only especially active runner, I'd
But
say.
new.
Hold on, what is this? That is an incredibly safe line there from Gamer Olive.
But it's not working out, actually.
It is not as safe as presumed, it seems. And
Yeah,
BIKSEL unfortunately didn't get the drop in with the camera, it seems.
I
So
think we're
Anonymous trailing
seeing
more
just
ahead.
cleaner gameplay from Anonymous just all around. I mean, yes, his negotiations wasn't super strong.
Hmm.
He had a few hiccups here and there in the first 4 levels, but when you get into these like meteor levels, as I guess I'll call them, you start to get, you know, levels
Yeah,
that are sort of like execution tests like this one. And that's where
true.
Anonymous, really will thrive.
Well, I know Theater Clip, that was a no-brainer. But I am surprised none of these guys went for left side.
But I think that's even harder.
Harder than Theater Clip.
Oh, for sure. See, Zoda, just,
Oh,
for the viewers at home, Zoda doesn't quite understand how hard tricks are because for some reason when he does them, he just gets them all first try. But you know, when
Well,
like a normal person does them, it's like, oh, left side, yeah, that's like one of the hardest tricks in the game.
what? But that's just parkour, though. No. That's
I mean,
like
it
saying,
it depends on your
see,
skill set, right?
for me, oh, Anonymous having
That was
0 issues
close.
there. Well, not going to see any hatches. Have we seen anyone hit the hatches here in the ladder league yet?
I can't say that I have,
Hmm.
which is a good thing, of course.
Yeah.
Gamerolive will go for the rare Padme out of
Uh-oh.
bounds.
Anonymous. Oh well, no. He's R2. He's gonna be doing
So this is
swappy
actually
strat from the back. Oh,
no, check this out. So this is a
I
patented
see.
anonymous strat. You are going to see a lot of these throughout this race here, and I think it's what makes Anonymous's gameplay so fun to watch. He invented this strat, and this strat actually it breaks even with the meta strat.
Yeah.
And I guess he considers it a little bit easier, right? Because you'll have a situation where R2 is already at the panel here. And yes, you don't get any force pushes, but you get to take a bit of a riskier, more aggressive line
Mm,
throughout the hangar. And look at that. Look where BIKSEL is, and Anonymous is already done.
yeah. And here you said we weren't gonna see anything unique from these runners. Now all of a sudden I'm excited.
How wrong I
No
was.
idea what.
No, but I mean, Anonymous specifically will have some cool strats to pull out. I haven't watched as much of BIKSEL, so I can't say whether he'll do anything cool or not because I don't know. But he's, a very, very talented runner in multiple Lego games, and I'm sure that will translate into his ability to, execute some of this harder stuff and maybe pick it up quickly. Because despite the fact that he's been in the community for a long time, he hasn't been running any percent, for too long.
Interesting. And in saying the multiple games, even GamerOlive, I noticed they've been speedrunning for a couple of years, playing Undertale and all of that. So they've got the experience with the runs. It's not like TCS is their first game.
That's for sure. And it helps for sure. I mean, what's really interesting is most like really, really top TCS runners started
Nice.
with TCS. So
True.
it can help. Anonymous, obviously, able to get a first try lamp, unless I missed something, I believe.
No, you didn't miss a thing, my friend, except BIKSEL missed the lamp.
Huh. Now, I don't know if you agree with me. I'm curious what your opinion on this is, but for me, this trick that BIKSEL has failed yet again is honestly one of the trickiest jumps to hit, or just tricks in general to hit during a race, because you're so nervous during it.
I don't know, because you can be pretty safe with it. Like, as long
That's
as you take
true.
those jumps under the lamp slowly, because I feel the biggest issue is falling off of the lamp, that realignment when you're on the top. Like,
Especially if you're shaky with your movement.
absolutely. Like, you're right. It's gonna be harder because of the nerves, but would I say it's one of the hardest? Right at the end of episode 1. I mean, when you think of these TCS events we've had in the past, you think, okay, who's gonna miss pod race? Who's gonna miss pod fraud? Lamp? I don't know.
That's fair. That's fair. But I mean, despite all that, GamerOlive has just made up like what 10 at least seconds to BIKSEL just from lamp jump.
Well, did you see what try they got?
That was first try.
Oh, absolutely.
So BIKSEL actually the only one to really lose anything in DM1.
I mean, even like we're all in the
Wait,
same room. Like
what? Did
that.
Anonymous just do Droideka skip?
I
Am
did
I
see some odd
missing something?
movement during the cutscene with Obi-Wan, but I'm not
Did
sure.
I miss that? I was not, because you don't really, pay attention to that part of the room because it's just, everyone does it the same way. So for all I know, he could have just killed the droidekas, but we'll find out in this room. He might get an extra cycle.
Well, is there a way to avoid that extra cycle? I feel like I've seen that,
Uh,
or I've even experienced that.
yes, yes. He is getting the extra cycle though, so he did in fact do it.
Okay, I see.
And
I
Anonymous,
think
of
I'm thinking
course,
of Roger. Rogers.
Yes. Um, but I mean, one cycle skip for Anonymous, in
Mm.
Rung 7, that one cycle skip, that could be the best cycle skip results that anyone gets. And so, like, he's not necessarily going to be kicking himself over this mall, I think.
Well, BIKSEL. Oh, didn't even go for it. That is surprising.
Interesting. Because it really doesn't. Oh, he will go for this one.
Okay,
Unlucky.
maybe that was a cheeky misinput from
Yeah,
BIKSEL there.
perhaps. It doesn't lose too much to go for.
Hmm.
Now, what's your
GAMEROLIVE.
opinion on
Yes.
the strats that these runners are going for? As we see, like, Gamer Olive doesn't go for it. Like, do you think that's the right call in a race where Gamer Olive is 4 minutes down off the bat?
Absolutely. I mean, if you want to talk GAMEROLIVE specifically, I mean, we saw the way they did log jump. Didn't even attempt. So the way they've done cycle skip. Well, they didn't do cycle skips. I like that they're playing what they know. I mean, that's all you can expect, really. It's from this new runner standpoint, all these tutorials, there's a lot of pressure to do these harder tricks. Well, for me, I mean, I've been talking this whole time about, oh, is he going to do theater clip? Is he going to do this? I feel like it's so easy to fall into this trap of going for everything that you think's cool instead of actually playing safe for a serious event like this. I mean, the gamer Olive wants to win. They've shown it in their last 2 runs.
That's a great point, and I mean, a really strong, instance of that is Laser not even going for Chimkin box in his last
Wow.
match because he was only 10 seconds behind. It's just a great example of it where, like, you almost expect, a runner in their first week, their first match, in a good position to take home top 2 would go for something like that. But, we see that this year it almost feels like the vibe is a little bit different. It almost feels like everyone is taking it more seriously. We saw, how hard some of these runners played in top 8 last year. And I think that, when you get into these top rungs, that it's really no joke how badly some of these runners want to get into that top 8 spot. And the only way to get there is by not getting eliminated in week 1.
I mean, obviously, as a top runner yourself, seeing it from the top runner's perspective, I mean, I've seen the most activity from. I mean, I think I see the Discord very active with players like Revilo, Yahoodles, Flap. I see all the time in there. Like, the community seems to be coming together more so than I usually see, just to practice, just to take this as serious as you say. Like, it's really nice to see. Like, everyone seems to be improving all together, all at the same time for this event. It's awesome.
Yeah, one thing I really love to see is people practicing specifically for Ladder League.
Mm,
Knowing that, like, Ladder League isn't just an example to show off what your no reset looks like, but it's rather a
mm,
chance to prove, what your ability is in an actual, live event. And I think that we are going to see from this match what the true potential is of these 3 runners. And,
mm.
obviously there isn't going to be too much to talk about in the first 2 episodes because a lot of it comes down to small mistakes and,
Yeah.
micro optimizations. But once we get, heavy into the late game, we are going to start to see minute time losses as we do
Yeah.
in the elimination rungs every single time.
Absolutely. It is honestly a miracle these guys are. Well, slowly
Oh,
Game Rollers
did you see
trailed to a
that?
room behind. I did not.
Bixel did the lights first strat here in room 1. That's very cool.
Anonymous also did that, I was
Did
going to
he?
mention. They
That is
both
so
did the
cool.
blindfold slash BTT strat
The
there.
Zoda influence.
Potentially, I mean, that's something that, hold couple directions. I mean, Gamer Olive probably discovered that a few years ago.
Yeah, back in 2007 on the Wii version,
Yeah,
perhaps.
yes. Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just love to see that. I love to see, and looking a little bit ahead here, Anonymous will
Mm.
do some cool strats in the Hoth Arena as well, as you may know.
Okay. Ah, yes, ah, yes.
Yeah, like stuff like that. It's so cool to see that sometimes these runners who, Anonymous isn't in first place on the leaderboard, but he still has the confidence and the technical ability to go for some skips that even the best runners of the game aren't, able to do consistently. And that's what happens when you specifically dedicate practice, in such a way that you know that you can improve at a specific level or a specific trick in sort of the way that we were talking about with Daime and Theed, where if you just really lock in on one thing, you are no worse than someone who, may have a 10-minute better time than you just because they've put so many more hours in.
Yeah. Yeah, and that makes me think, from a viewer's perspective, possibly not a speedrunner, it seems like there's all this pressure to go for broke, go for world record, but at the end of the day, these runners are running against themselves. Well, not here at the ladder league, but in general. And it
No, that's
really is
true
about
for sure.
improving against your time, because it is a long grind to get to the top. Most will not make it, but everyone can improve their SOP just a little bit.
A little bit of a cold line there from Zoda. Most will not make it. Clip that and put it in your TikTok edits, guys.
All right, man.
But it's
And
true. It's absolutely true. And that's
I'm
why this game
actually in
is cool.
disbelief. This BHP, I haven't actually seen issues. Like, this is a notoriously difficult 1P 2C level, and
Yeah,
I
no,
don't think
no.
anyone's.
Senor likes to call them wild torpedoes.
Yeah.
We haven't seen any of those, and that's pretty rare. But GamerOlive's got 6 more to go, so
What's that? I think
solid
that is
though
the Bricko setup
from
working
Anonymous.
perfectly.
Yeah. So do you go for that trick?
Of course, bro. For
Oh,
years
okay,
now.
okay.
For
So
years now,
so
bro.
which setup do you prefer for that one?
I go in the middle of the Bricko and Frost setup. I just
Oh, of
stand
course, just
just kind of in that area. And it
the
just works
classic.
beautifully.
But
And of
you do
course,
like that
KBS.
that camera manip
Oh,
setup? Oh,
yeah,
Anonymous will not be going
absolutely.
for it. You know
I thought
what?
he was.
Call me
Mm.
a hypocrite for what I said in negotiations. I like this play. This strat saves 6 seconds. I like this play.
Yeah, that's just
Think
unbelievable to
about
hear,
the
but I know it's true.
disasters that can happen on that trick.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
much time loss.
absolutely. I mean, it's a pain to see Camino without one of its staples from in an event like this, but of course, you got to play for the event. And just to note, BIKSEL with the first try alpha fly as well.
Absolutely.
Gamer
Oh,
Olive, I think
that
they're
it.
not going to go for it. Oh no, no, they will.
I think, I'm not sure if you were watching Bixel's screen there, but we just saw perhaps the rarest mistake I have ever seen in this level in my entire life.
Oh wow.
Bixel reloaded the room at the beginning of this room because he walked too far back to try and damage R4. Now that's what we call in the business a new one. I've never seen that.
That
But,
is, I can't even imagine how this, I wish I saw, because I can't even
follows
imagine
it
how
up
that happened.
with first try KBS, saving 6 seconds. So
It's
maybe I was
actually
wrong.
the deactivate list manip. I'm not sure if it worked.
It did not work.
Okay.
But this is
And don't
it's a
think we're
six
gonna
second
see
time save.
any drop chim warps here.
No,
That is
probably
free.
not.
That is a free trick.
Well, that is certainly a take. But
Well, well, yeah,
I
have you
won't
tried
I
it?
won't
Have you
disagree with
tried it?
you. It is actually pretty free, but the problem, right, is that
Double
if you
controller.
do miss drop jump warp once, it's very, very easy to get stuck on it for a long time. And that's something
Well,
that in the position like Anonymous is in, you just cannot have that happen.
well, a wise Harasmi, I believe, once said, a level like Camino, you just expect to get all the tricks first try. Simple as that.
Well, that's
It's just one of those levels. It's like I think of Invasion as well. It's just you go into
mm,
it and it's like, right, the mistake isn't going to come from failing the trick.
right. It'll be
But then it happens
mm,
and then your run's over completely.
yeah. But that's just the different mentality in a race versus in a run, right? Like,
Yeah,
in a run, when you fail KBS, you're just probably going to reset. It can be like a 30-second
exactly.
time loss. But when you get here in a race, you can't reset. And, that to me is why perhaps someone like Anonymous would just elect to not do it and to not do Camino Clip. Like, look at this. BIKSEL fails Camino Clip,
Wow.
and now we are in for a
Yeah,
show.
this is the first. This is the first. Well, he's going for it again.
Let's
Not
see.
seeming to have issues with the lack of power up.
Okay,
Oh
okay.
wow. Okay,
Well
that's
done.
probably crucial.
Crucial is the right word, I think. And you know, if you are BIKSEL, you are very relieved to get that. But how much relief can there really be when you look at this gap? It's gonna be like close to a minute. I mean,
Hmm.
that's not, a promising start for either of the two runners looking for an upset here in Rung 7.
Oh, GAMEROLIVE went for Camino. Like, that's crazy. That's going to be creeping up on BIKSEL as well. And Anonymous.
Do you think Gamer Olive is ahead of BIKSEL now?
No, 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 no. Well, is there
We'll have to
delays?
see. Their loads tend to be really, really bad. And remember, this is time to load list, so.
Oh, man.
And of course, whether they're actually ahead or not doesn't really matter. It's just whether the gap is small.
And
And I think
need
it
I
very well could
remind
be.
you, huge leapfrog potential here for GAMEROLIVE. You know, just no matter who, no matter what.
That is true. I mean, you have to think. 32:01, so it is a 33-second gap, so not quite as big
Hmm.
as I thought it was.
Okay.
But Anonymous does extend his lead a little bit there. And what can you say? I mean, if Anonymous keeps playing this way, he's not really going to give the other two runners an opportunity to close the gap
Hmm.
down at all.
Yeah, and interestingly, with the BPT there, even now, Anonymous and BIKSEL very, very similar.
That's right.
And obviously reflecting their experience against GAMEROLIVE hasn't had the time to put in all the golds, get it down there to the 230 mark. Well, I'm not sure what it was before their run, of course.
Yeah, but whether that's the case or not, Gamer Olive gets the best Camino. And this
Of
is the
course.
type of thing that we're going
Wow.
to need to see throughout episode 2 if Gamer Olive wants to keep this race close.
I have a feeling Droid Factory is going to be,
You think there's a
oh,
twist left in the tail here?
well, Anonymous. Is he going to do something wacky in Droid Factory?
I'd say probably not, but you
Okay.
never know with this cheeky guy.
Okay. Oh, so what's the name of the droidica here? That's
Well, I'm not allowed to say his actual name on stream here, but let's just say his name is Frederick, and his
Frederick.
descriptor is not family friendly.
All right. Well, he was family friendly to Anonymous here.
Yes, he
Not
was.
sure if the others will follow suit.
Let's see if Anonymous will be family friendly towards these droids here, opting to go for the one player R2 strat, or if he will go for the force pushes with Anakin.
Is the majority doing the force pushes nowadays?
I would say so. It looks like he won't. I mean, it's definitely a tough
Yeah.
strat. It's one of the tougher 1P2Cs. He actually goes for an interesting bucket dismount strat that I've only seen him and T-Fresh do,
Hmm.
where
I
you
didn't catch
actually get
that.
off early and have the, I guess, pull of the bucket push you forward. It's quite interesting.
Hmm.
I mean,
Didn't
you could.
catch if BIKSEL there got killed by the droidica as
I
well.
did
I mean,
not either.
I think that's one of my favorite parts about having the three-way here, seeing, because it's just a bit more than, oh, he got it, he didn't. It's actually like 1 for 3,
Oh,
2 for 3, bit more interesting. And like we see here, two
yeah.
for three getting out safe.
I caught that one. I'll tell you that much.
Yes, yes, that the abrupt stopping of the screen caught my eye for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But while we are here in the cave for Anonymous, you have to imagine the
Mm,
intensity of this match will start to sort of grow into its own once we get to Dooku, right? That's sort of the big swinging point. That's where a 40-second time loss can happen. And before we
very
make
true.
it there, Anonymous is going to have to ensure he doesn't lose 40 seconds in this room because being at 1 heart with no power up and 2 hearts on R2, some sketchy things can happen, and that is one of those sketchy things. Causing this Padme. You
How is
just don't
this
want to let this get
possible?
out of control.
He jumped in a very odd place, very close to the wall. I feel like you don't need to be that close for the drop-in wall.
Yeah, I don't
Maybe that's why
know.
Padme dropped in.
I don't know what happened there.
Mm. Either
Well,
way,
let's see if BIKSEL can perhaps execute that, the way that Anonymous was hoping to, because at the end of the day, small time losses become big time losses when they're executed in every single room of a level.
yeah. And interestingly, I saw a message, I think, from Evan while I was reading through the Discord. He said, "You're looking for 1 second of time loss per minute at the top level." How
That's correct.
insane is that to think about here? In Rung 7, these guys are, scrambling for the 10-second time saves. I know all about that. It's hard. GameRoll have really, really interesting camera pan skip there. I've never seen that setup.
Definitely a diverse amount of setups there. But I mean,
I mean,
it's totally true. At the top level, if you can lose 2.5 minutes to your Saab in a 2.5 hour run, that's perfect.
mm,
If you can lose 3 minutes, that's all right. And if you lose more than 3 minutes, it's probably not your best run. But at this point, Anonymous's Saab is a 230, and let's just say he's not losing 2.5 minutes to that, or else he's PBing by 4 minutes. So,
mm.
and that's not even a sub. That's just his current BBT. So, I think it's just a different mentality, and it's just so difficult to be consistent when you haven't put in thousands of hours.
Absolutely. Well, it is muscle memory. It's not in a way. It's a fact. That's literally what it is playing these games this much.
Yeah, for sure. Now, as we
Now,
come into Jedi Battle, I did have one question for you.
for me,
Yeah, if you had to guess, who is going to get the strongest Jedi Battle here out of these three runners?
okay.
I have my theory.
Well, I was thinking about the Manip. I'm not sure how in tune with it these guys are. I'm not sure if they reset after episode 1. I mean,
So
Anonymous
Anonymous
has it.
definitely
I mean, I'm
did,
cheating
and
already. I'm
Gamerolive
seeing him
did.
in the pillars.
Yes,
I'm just gonna
but
say they get the level yet. Something cracked is about to ensue, I believe.
listen, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I think Gamerolive has got a Jedi battle cooking up, and it's only for this reason.
Mm,
When you are new,
yeah.
you have only learned this level very recently, right?
Mm,
And if you've learned it recently, these routes are going to be stuck with you in your head. You haven't forgotten them yet. Now, the problem with being a veteran runner is that you learn stuff like this so long ago that it's easy to not be brushed up and fully de-rusted on all the different routes you can have in this
mm.
level. So we'll have to see. But Anonymous is on seed 2 here, which is, it's considered by some to be the fastest one, and he gets a pretty solid wave 1.
Nice.
He's going to have to turn around, and he's going to see these 3 droids all at the end here. So this is actually a really solid Jedi battle for Anonymous.
Cleaner than anything I've ever seen, that's for sure. In my
I
own
mean,
runs,
it's perfectly executed.
Yeah, absolutely. It's looking like a bit more RNG full on. Well, no, he's panning the camera. He seems to know where. Yeah, they are.
I wasn't able to catch what weight or what seed this is specifically, but
Yeah.
I'll
Oh
be able to
no.
tell you in wave 2. Grab that power up. Oh my goodness, that was close. Getting the
Oh,
power up for wave
1v2
2 is
here.
crucial. This is seed 3. He's gonna get a super right here. Uh-oh. That is okay. This is fine. This actually might be seed 4. I'm honestly not sure.
GamerOlive
But
is not having as good as a first wave, unfortunately.
well, BIKSEL has completely lost a droid, and he finally
Oh
finds him.
no.
Not the cleanest, not the cleanest. I mean, I'm positive Anonymous has, pushed his lead forward. That may very well be a gold. A 228. A 328. Sorry, why did I say 2?
Hmm. Well,
That's very good. I would be happy with the 328.
ooh. I was gonna say he's already passed first barrier, but that is his first barrier in the level. And it's absolutely fine for the bro. Yeah, we went from seeing everyone in the same room to... Well, these guys are still almost even in the same cutscene, and I think he can make it if he has no issues with iframes in this fight. And, I mean, Anonymous is already out into the last area gunship, I mean.
We see Anonymous get past the first and second barrier of this level, but can he get past the third barrier of the end room, which can often go very, very, very wrong if one bomb gets off the cycle? Looks like he makes the laser cycle just in
Far out of that range.
It's looking good. I'll tell you what, Zoda. This gameplay from Anonymous, I just don't see a way he loses.
My
It's
eyes
just
are glued,
looking
bro.
so clean.
My eyes are glued. It's hard to commentate his run because it's like everything's going well for him, you know?
Exactly. He gets a sub 2 there, which I know is not the best, but with the first barrier skip miss, I think he'll be pretty happy with how he played the rest of that.
So, a question, GAMEROLIVE, he's not that far behind, but how is he doing against PB?
Yeah, if you think about it, right? If he's only 1 minute 20 behind Anonymous, and Anonymous is, if I had to guess, probably on PB pace, this is a pretty strong run, then I wouldn't be surprised if GAMEROLIVE is too. Unfortunately,
Oh, no.
a nigh
Huge
unavoidable,
backtrack.
terrible death. It's really hard to avoid that death in that situation, to be honest.
Well, what was the issue with setting the spawn earlier further into the middle?
Well, the problem was the heart count, right? So gets damaged 4 times in the space of 1 second, essentially. A successful Dooku skip almost felt not even worth commenting on with how clean Anonymous's gameplay is at the moment.
I know.
Let's not take it for
look up,
granted.
he's gone. He's already gone. I mean, these guys are, neck and neck into it. Will be a bit more eyes on here.
Maybe call me a little bit, jumping the gun here, but Anonymous, if he can keep up this level of gameplay, he's going to be looking in his eyes, keen for a leapfrog into RUNG 5.
Ooh. Leapfrog potential. I love that. I love how it sounds. A nice gimmick for the league.
Let me tell you a cool storyline. Anonymous invented the leapfrog mechanic specifically to help runners stuck in the bottom rung get unstuck and allow themselves to free them up, get into the top ladder section. How poetic would it be if in the first week, Anonymous was able to get himself unstuck from the bottom rung using the leapfrog mechanic that he invented himself?
That sounds like a skill advantage if I've ever heard one.
Oh my goodness, that is not a setup that BIKSEL just did. I don't know what I just saw there. That was
well,
crazy.
I remember hearing it's a myth that either you don't need to drop or you don't need to spin. I can't remember. I think it's that you don't need to drop. You just need to time it. That's all.
That is correct. Let's see if we can go 3 for 3 here. It should be a given at this level of gameplay, and it is.
Yeah. No spin, just a backtrack and drop for GAMEROLIVE. Simple setup.
Well, Zoda, while we're in this, relatively slow section of gameplay, tell me the implications of this match. How crucial is it that Anonymous stays in the lead?
Well, to be honest, if I was Anonymous, I'd be cruising right now. Just staying relaxed, staying composed. I mean, crucial for him? Absolutely. These other guys, all they'll be thinking about is the clutch, I know.
That's true. If you're Anonymous, you don't have the opportunity to clutch right now. You're the favorite. The pressure's on.
Nothing to clutch, yeah.
You just have to keep going.
Well, no,
And
episode 4, it always feels like a little clutch is required. Like,
well,
this is where
I'll tell you
it's
this.
always felt this is where the run starts.
I don't think we've gone into episode 4 with a lead like this and come out with no twists and turns a single time.
Hmm.
So we'll see what happens. But I will say that it must be frightening to be in a position like BIKSEL is in right now. You know, if you're Gamer
Yeah.
Olive, maybe you didn't expect to win this race, and you know, it's very possible that both of the two other runners beat Gamer Olive's PB with their times in this race, right? But
Hmm.
for BIKSEL, I mean, this is a winnable race. This is a race where, you know, if you look at the gap, a minute and 16 seconds, this is absolutely doable. And at the end of the day, if you can't hold your composure for the entire race, you're going to be kicking yourself afterwards for, you know, letting just a 76-second gap slip away when you saw someone like Gamer Olive make up a full 3 minutes in the first match.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, that reminds as well, this is double Elam. They have to go for broke or it is
There
over.
is
You know,
no second
second and
place.
third might as well be fourth.
Yeah, you know what they say, Zoda. If you're not first, you're last.
Absolutely. Specifically for double Elam. Second, that'll do. That'll do.
Yes.
In the other ranks.
Yeah, but you better not think that way in your match because I did predict you to win. Anyway.
Ah, yes, yes.
Anyway, coming up here will be a triple episode 4. Gamer Olive will have that RTA disadvantage that we saw in their last 2 matches. You'll also see their game takes a little while to appear on OBS. I don't really know why it happens, but anyway, you'll be able to see the loadless gap, you know, the splits in the bottom right, and hopefully that'll give you, you know, be able to clue you in on exactly what's going on. But Anonymous heading in with this 1 minute and 16-second lead, he's going to try and preserve this as long as possible. And who knows what type of strats we'll see. Maybe it'll be safer strats. Maybe he'll try and push forward and play aggressive like we saw Benny Moon do in his first race or Revelo do in his race win. So it'll completely depend on the play style that Anonymous elects to go for. But I will say this, he is smart and he knows what he's doing. So I don't expect to see any misplays for the next, you know, foreseeable future, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely. And while I'm not sure whether he'll go for it, the very end of Secret Plans, there's a slight variation there in how you do that last room. I imagine Gamer Olive will be very safe and not have the drop in on Rebel Friend. But disasters can happen there. But like you say, a technical player like Anonymous, cruising like he is, I don't see it happening.
It's scary. It's scary. Imagine you're watching the stream and you see, oh, Anonymous gets a 43-54 episode 2 exit. That's good enough
Yeah.
for a sub 230. I mean, what do you even do? That's tough. That's it's like if you know how you lost to Phantom last year. Like, can you even really be mad? You know, you both PB'd.
Oh, absolutely.
There's only so much you can do sometimes.
And that comes back to the run being about the individual.
Absolutely.
Especially when you're already punching above your rung. I mean, you got to do what's best for you. At the end of the day, have fun and improve as a speedrunner. That's why we're having this event, you know?
That is correct.
Well, we also want to see a winner. We want to see the best. That's
Yes.
inevitable.
Well, we are 2 for 2 on killing C3PO before the midtro. Just an interesting stat.
Yeah.
Now, one thing that we
He's
will
playing
be
it safe.
introducing later on in the tournament, Zoda, is a feature called live win probability. This will be unveiled hopefully in week 2, if we can get the chance to get the formula made by United 9 Jackson or Parker working. But I only thought I'd mention it because I wanted to ask, if you had to give a percentage right now, what is the percentage chance that you give Anonymous to win from this exact position? If you were a supercomputer calculating it, what would you say?
No, that's unfair to say. That's unfair to say.
Hey, it's not an opinion.
Already...
It's just your
fact?
objective analysis. What is
you
it?
You want to hear fact?
What is
87.9%.
87.9.
87.9. look at the BPT. He's already 40 seconds more potential than BIKSEL at this moment. That's got to have you quivering in your boots, you
And
know?
that's against someone whose Saab, I believe, is faster than Zoda's. I mean, if out of Camino, BIKSEL was losing and still had the better BPT. Now his BPT is 40 seconds worse. I mean, I think you may be right on. Maybe you're onto something with that number. Like, it's not looking good for anyone else. Anonymous keeps cruising, keeps getting these times, these solid times that are going to put him into well within PB range. I mean, what is a runner like BIKSEL supposed to do? He
Well, I
can
mean, what did I say? 87.9. That only leaves about
87.9, and
12.1% for the other two runners. I mean,
there you
BIKSEL
go.
might have the majority.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Gamer Olive, you've got to give a very, very slim chance
Oh,
of winning at this point because it's
gee.
just so tough to come back from a massive deficit when your Saab is so much worse. You know, you're at that point not praying that you can play well, but praying that the people in front of you can make massive mistakes. And unfortunately, that is not a sustainable way to
Absolutely.
play.
Oh, that's
And
very
that's not
sad.
what you need.
The
Yeah.
first death, that's classic. Camera pulls you forward because you don't know where to stop. That happens to everyone. Unfortunately, the second, that also happens to everyone
Now, some would
eventually.
say Anonymous has a 50% chance of winning because
Hmm.
he either wins or he loses. So
Well,
there's only
that's
two
that's how I
outcomes.
like to see things.
Yeah,
No
and
slow
so
force from Anonymous.
no
That
slow force.
disappoints me.
That is a tough trick. I mean, despite what the creator of it might want you to believe, the propaganda that we're about to hear, it is
No,
really,
what?
really
No.
difficult.
Do not tell me that slow force is difficult, bro. What are you talking about?
Oh, we're gonna go
There's
ahead and get a poll in chat here, and we'll see what people think. You know what? Why don't you
no,
tell me,
bro.
chat?
No, no.
Is slow force? What's the word? Difficult.
Well, okay, every trick is difficult, right?
Yes
But
or
slow
no? Hey,
force,
hey, I think it's simple. Is slow force difficult?
it's
That's what the Oh, and we've got a report here in the chat that you failed it today. I mean, listen,
no
I'm not
shot.
I'm not the one who said that,
Oh
but
wait, I did, bro. No, I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about that. Oh my god, man. Okay, that was shenanigans though. That was shenanigans. That's because I was trying to play it the way you play it,
hey,
right? I should
hey,
have done it the way I discovered it. You know what I mean? No
yeah,
viola skip from Anonymous either. Even
I
Gus was
I
saying
know
he's gonna get on that.
it's frustrating, but you know, that's something we can look forward to in your match, and that's why we will be there no matter what. Anonymous will go
Oh,
for BBJ. I wasn't necessarily ready for this. Only a frame off there. This is the fourth attempt now setting it up. And it's not looking
so
good. I mean, this isn't even saving time to casual
my
strats
god.
anymore.
BIKSEL going for slow force.
It goes for, I don't know if that was intentional. Looks like he walked off the edge on purpose. Could save a bit of time to Anonymous's EJP Fast Force setup. Anonymous does eventually get BBJ, but this is the type of episode 4 shenanigans that you start to see open
Yeah.
up the gap a little bit and give BIKSEL just that tiny tiny piece of thread to start unraveling the lead and pull himself back into this race.
Wow.
All right. What's
Clean
your
by
assessment on that
BIKSEL.
slow force?
Oh, look good. He didn't even get pulled by the camera too much. I mean, do you think you can hit it much faster than that? Can you do it with
I
no
mean, of
camera
course,
pulling?
but it's
Well,
really
of
just
course, but
random, right?
can you do it with no camera pulling?
Not really, and it's kind of just down to the way the camera
Hmm,
treats you on the day.
true.
And we will
Absolutely.
not see it from Gamer Olive either. I wonder what setup we'll see. I think we may actually see just like Pod Race, I think we're going to see 3 different strats here again.
Oh,
That's pretty
wow.
cool.
Love to see it.
Now,
Well. Anonymous, did he do EJP
he
Fast
did, he
Force?
did, I
Oh, wow.
believe.
Did it so cleanly, I didn't notice. Like, that BBJ, I mean, that's got to be the first huge mistake of his run,
Yeah,
right?
I would
I
say that,
literally
but
can't think of anything else.
dare I say the first bad split of his entire run.
BIKSEL's on attempt 3, I believe.
Oh man,
Gamer
and
Olive's on attempt potentially 4.
If you were Bixel, right, this is where
Yeah.
you were hoping to make your time back up. Oh,
I
Anonymous
know.
misses BBJ a few times. Oh, and we're gonna see the Zentorian strat here on
Oh,
Quicksand 2. One of my favorite strats. Absolutely love that one.
is that
Actually, that
just
might be the
free?
Anonymous strat. I don't remember if that's a Zentorian strat, but it's unique nonetheless.
And he
Yes, a
said
little bit
no
slower, but
unique things from this run.
no,
Anonymous
I
is
was wrong.
quite unique.
I was wrong.
Hold
Let's
on, is GAMEROLIVE? Oh, thought he was
Oh
doing
my
this.
goodness. What a
Interesting.
speeder clip. Dare I say, the best speeder clip I've seen in this entire event so far. Holy cow.
Why is Anonymous is setting the standard pretty high? Like
I
this
mean,
is
this is not a Rung 7 performance. You know, no
no.
offense to the Rung 7 runners. This is a Rung 5 performance at least.
And
This could
like I
even
said,
be better than some of the Rung 4 or 5 times.
oh well. Anonymous, like I said, no VODs. No VODs on his Twitch despite submitting a new PB. He's obviously he's been grinding behind the scene, like
Yes, I mean, this is just an incredible performance by Anonymous so far. There's really not much
mm,
else to say about it. I mean, you see that, right? Like a big BBJ time loss, maybe not his strongest Junland, and yet still he is probably going to be getting the best Junland of the entire race.
wow. Always
Now,
find
I'm
the
sure we are excited for this level.
of course, brand new skip, most interesting skip in my opinion.
Oh no,
And a
he
lot can
gets
go
the gun pull
wrong.
out. Oh, but he gets the. Okay, he gets it. He
Oh,
does get it.
okay. Seems really close, but all
Oof.
is well. No wacky drop-ins with R2. You
That
wouldn't
was
expect that.
a nail biter as BIKSEL takes a death on Quicksand 2, which is not advisable.
He's got
I
the
think
save. Oh, he's put a saber
anyone will
away
tell you
now,
that.
so he's
Yeah, doing that with the lightsaber out, it's not going to be easy. What's interesting is that Anonymous, I believe, does this strat in free play, but if he does, it would be with C3PO. So
true.
maybe a little bit different.
Very interesting watching Anonymous do that, like right in the middle, just kind of mashing in, like it does in the OG any percent tutorial, how we all used to do it, before more consistent setups were found.
Mm, that's right.
Reflecting his experience as a runner here in the the least positive way.
That's true.
Oh, interesting. He's not going all the way left here for the
Just a bit of a safer strat, I guess.
hmm, faster
Uh, uh,
potentially, I imagine.
Definitely multiple seconds slower, but I like where your head's at. I
I
mean,
see.
I mean, Gamer Olive takes a death at the very end of Quicksand 2, by the
Oh,
way. It's
classic
it's
setup.
it's definitely not what you like to see. Oh man,
So
how
it's
did this
janky,
gap
slow.
become so big? Look at this.
Oh, wow. I
2
mean,
minutes. I
we're
mean,
not in. Are we
wow,
gonna
what a
see three
performance so
different
far.
cutscenes here?
Well, we are
Gamer
in
Olive,
fact
come
going
on,
to.
do it for the three cutscenes. And he's standing on the left side, but it worked
Perfect.
really well. Holy, did not expect that.
2 power-ups grabbed for Gamer Olive in that Junland. Another stat
Where?
for you all you stat nerds. Now, Zoda, do you think we
Oh no! Oh no!
there's no way that works, right?
No, it can't. It won't. It just can't because 3PO is probably
Oh
in
my
the perfect
goodness,
position.
that is
Wow.
so lucky.
I would have thought he
He
slid off the right
totally
side of the
whiffed
Falcon.
that movement. I am very surprised that worked. Well, that just shows you how lenient that setup is.
Yeah.
Wow. Maybe I shouldn't call it lucky, but definitely that was sketchy.
Yeah.
We have a world
Definitely.
where Pixel could save time on this level.
Oh, I just realized that Bixel doesn't have the fry skip going.
Yeah,
Did he
he'll be
not
doing
go
it in
for it?
this
Did he
room.
fail it?
I
Oh, he's
believe
doing the
he goes
backup. I
for it
see.
in this room.
Oh,
Now, do you know anything about this strat? I don't know how it works.
Oh man, I know that I've seen a lot of people fail it. So aside from that, I haven't really learned it
Oh,
myself.
oh, that's not what you do. Okay,
All is well. All is
that was a
well.
close one.
Price kept
But
looking presumably good for GamerOlive. Although I didn't
good
see.
clip.
I didn't.
I think GamerOlive also does it in the pre-cantina, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought 3PO wasn't moving, so I'm like, oh, thought they went for it.
Yeah, I believe it's considered more consistent and just a little bit easier to do it in this room.
Really? Because look how jank it is. I mean, hopefully it is performed here, but it's so interesting because it's on screen that triggers the redraw. I don't know, just a little weird looking. Okay, not force pushing 3PO. Is that gonna matter? No, not at all.
It's like he
And he
gets
also
it.
didn't jump. Nice.
I'm not entirely sure how that works, to be honest. I actually don't
No,
know.
I've absolutely no idea.
Okay, let's see if BIKSEL can hit the trigger, and he
Oh,
does.
the rare
Okay.
Han Oob here in Rescue Princess.
Now this is a patented anonymous strat. I'm sure everyone in
I
the chat will know about this one.
This is bringing back memories. I seem to
Yes.
recall affiliating him with this.
Yeah. One of his favorite levels, one of his favorite
Wow.
strats, and one that is, dare I say, very, very, very difficult to do. You actually have a much smaller window to go out of bounds with Han than. Oh no, that is not what you want to see. You have a much smaller window to go out of bounds with Han than Obi-Wan because his falling speed is much higher.
Mm.
So you actually have to cut in. You have only a couple frames to cut in, and he was able to get it. I think that was first try. I'm not entirely sure, but it was
He
well
is going to go
executed.
for the surf. Didn't get very far, unfortunately. Gamerov going super far up with Chewie here.
Yeah,
That's
so this is
interesting.
the Jared setup for the trigger hit.
Okay. I
I
think
mean,
this run is really shown a lot of. That's the thing about these lower rung runs. We're going to see so much more variability between the runners than we will in the top runs. So interesting to
absolutely.
watch.
And you'll also see, despite the fact that Anonymous is winning by 2 minutes, you don't
Mm.
really feel 100% confident that he's going to win the match. That's the other
No,
thing about these like rung 7 matches.
like what I say, 89.7 or 87.9%. It might be going
87.9.
down.
Like, do you think that, when potentially Gamer Olive mounts the massive comeback in Bespin and
Mm.
Anonymous gets a panel soft lock, he's going to hear the number
Mm.
87.9 in his nightmares for the rest of time? It could happen. And it
Yeah,
could be
he's
all
gonna be
your
hearing that.
jinx.
I don't think he knows anything about 87.9. He's not even thinking about
All
it.
right. Guys,
Anonymous, the way he's playing, he doesn't even know he's on the ladder
if you
league,
hear
bro.
the number 87.9, that means that we don't actually think that person's going to win. That's all you need to know.
Okay,
It's a
that's
curse.
important to remember.
Yeah. Look at this.
Okay,
It's got to be
that is
dropping to
current.
like 87.5 at this point. I mean, that was not good.
I mean, that was an intelligent strategy. Using one player to kill the enemies while the other built
It's,
the lever.
I
That's
feel like
awesome.
that is a very generous way to put it. I don't know what
Absolutely.
else you would do in that scenario, but
I mean,
I
he's our
like.
leading contender here.
Yeah,
I'm learning a thing or two from the gameplay.
yeah, I guess so.
Unfortunately,
I guess so.
Bixel, this is a strange camera manipulation. He may not even be thinking about the camera here, but
It's
definitely harder to
definitely,
line up Luke's angle here.
yeah, a little bit awkward. I
I
wouldn't
personally
say
like to.
particularly good princesses
Ooh,
for either of the top two runners right now. And if
yeah,
Gamer Olive wanted a
come on
chance to
now.
get back into it, it's right here. Bixel can't do the backup shot, but luckily Obi-Wan has arrived just like he did for for Anonymous. That could have been very, very bad. The
I think that
elevator
was
locked on him.
third try here on Gamer Olive, by the way, to get through. Probably not making up as well any time. I think less than they'd like for sure.
Well, I think we know all where to look for the next 45
Okay.
seconds. This is the big one. And to think that this was a trick that you wouldn't have even thought the 19th seed would be expecting to get, you know,
What's he
in a ladder
expecting?
league match. And he's not going
What?
for it. Wow. Hey, that's
Okay.
what you talked about with the consistent strats. I mean, if he's not comfortable with the out of bounds movement, which isn't easy, it's not, then
I mean,
he's just going to do what he's comfortable with.
this is clever, man. Like, that is how you want to play it. That I'd never make a play like that in my life. I'm
You know
always
what's
playing
not
it wrong.
clever? Bixel
Hmm.
having to kill
Oh
40
no!
troopers in that room.
He had to kill them all. Oh, not them. Oh, yes, them.
I think there's one still alive here. Okay,
No,
there's not. He should be
no, he's
okay.
all right.
So I don't think Anonymous is going to be upset with this decision to not go for trash skip. Maybe he hasn't practiced it. Maybe he's not consistent with it. But he sees that he's on PB pace. He sees that he's in the lead. Maybe he doesn't. It doesn't really matter. Because if he can just keep playing consistently, then he's not going to give up a 2-minute lead from stuff like not going for trash skip.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Feel like you gotta do a
Oof,
little bit for content. Oh, no
that's
helmet loss.
close.
That's expected.
It
Easily
looks like he
done.
wasn't able to get Han in the position to clip him out there. A little bit unlucky, but
That was a strange camera manip
yeah,
there.
I don't know
I
about that
don't
one.
really get that one.
No, but I do wonder when the first Chimkin box will be pulled out. I imagine it will be your match, but it's not guaranteed to be a
Uh,
success. So
well, you're gonna see, I believe, no pressure, but I believe you're gonna see 3 different runners in the 6th rung doing Chimkin pots.
my
It's gonna be quite
God,
incredible.
that would be
It's gonna be quite
incredible.
incredible.
Two
Who's 2
misses
and
on
3 for
Ritmore
3?
skip for Anonymous right now, and that's going to be
Not
3. He's going a little bit late.
no
It's
helmet
not going to
loss
work
though.
with that
That's
setup.
quite lucky.
Yeah, going late. I mean, that's 4. This is not what you need to be happening right now. Like Anonymous clips out, but if BIKSEL can get trash skip and get that Ripmore skip first try, we're looking at potentially a 45-second time save on BIKSEL's end, cutting the lead down to, I don't know, a minute and a half, maybe even less.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he'll do it. Of course he
Oh,
will, of
he's
course.
doing it.
Well, you have to.
Couple more
Is that
frames,
early?
that should work.
That's the,
And he's going to
let's
get
go.
the instant clip, and he
Instant.
recognizes that so as to not go for the backup shot. I mean, Soda, that is incredible top tier recognition and game sense.
That's something to learn from. Something to see. Maybe Anonymous needs to learn from that. Oh, that's interesting.
Wow.
Taking that very safe, that oob movement. I
Yeah.
don't think I've seen someone do it like that. And even this one as well.
Oh my goodness. Wow, that was a sketchy transition hit, that's for sure.
But all is well, so he's already forgotten about that.
No trash from GamerOlive. That is going to make it even harder to catch up to these two top runners.
Do you know, is Trash Skip in GamerOlive's repertoire?
I
Have they
do not
elected
believe
to?
so. They did not go for it in either of their other 2
Because
matches.
in Double Elim, I believe the answer might be obvious. But is there ever a position where you're still trying to play safe from the back end here? Like,
I
he's
mean,
not
think
that
about
far
how
behind
Gamer
BIKSEL.
Olive played in that match where he made the 3-minute comeback. It was exactly by doing this, by just playing safe, playing his strats, not overthinking it, not playing super aggressive, maybe not even looking at the stream, not even seeing the gap, and just
I
playing
see.
the way that he wants to play
Doing
and
what they
somehow mounting the
know.
comeback. Exactly. Well, I'll tell you what.
Hmm.
First try trash skip and first try ripboard skip is going to be saving BIKSEL a hefty load of time.
Oh, absolutely. Then that's really it for DSC for these guys, right? Like, I doubt he's going to struggle with the rest of the level unless something disastrous happens. Oh, okay, that Stormtrooper.
It should
He's
be
not going
okay.
to drop out at the wrong place. That's jump change.
It's pretty uncommon these days. Pretty well understood how that trick works.
Hmm.
Will we potentially see a full level 1P2C from BIKSEL here? That would be very cool. No. Unfortunately, the commentator should have just not said anything
Well,
until he
what
cursed
makes
it.
it difficult? What makes it difficult? Just
I think it's just the camera in the end room can be a little weird.
oh, absolutely.
But the
I
camera can already
was
be weird in that
experiencing that.
room, so I don't know.
Well, look at all these Johnnies, and you got to shoot this one barrel. Oh, he's got no issues there.
Well, I believe the advantage is that you can shoot this with player 2 while running to it with player 1. It's so marginal. I mean, you know.
Of course.
But
Now he spaced out the jump. Now I'm saying this to learn. He
we know a
spaced
lot
out the
about that,
jump.
huh?
Spaced out the jump to hit the load, right? Don't you get more distance spamming it instantly? I feel like I heard that.
Yeah. So I mean that's funny. This is relevant, right? But
Hmm.
you don't get more distance. You obviously get the most distance from a super jump with the ladder.
Whoa. Yeah,
However,
okay.
if
Yes.
you see what Anonymous and BIKSEL both did, they did not get the super jump. They just got a regular sort of spaced jump, which can be good enough to hit the transition. However, if you just go for a regular double jump, you will hit it every time. Because the regular spammed double jump is somewhere between a super jump and a spaced jump.
Hmm.
So,
I see.
yeah, that's essentially how it works. And I mean, we'll see if GamerOlive does the spam jump strat. I definitely recommend it just because I mean, it's faster.
Free.
I don't see why
Safe,
you wouldn't do it.
easy.
Safe, easy, free. I mean, what's not to like?
Yeah. I mean, that's just what I keep thinking. I mean, here we are in Rung 7, and yet we've got two runners very experienced, one runner very inexperienced. It's really nice parallels. It's like, he went for the super jump. Like, he tried
And
to
he
space
got
that
it.
out as much as possible.
Well, I don't know if you're aware, but you can actually hit it with a single jump.
I did not know that.
So it's not like you really need to, lock
So
in for
it's
that, but
risk for no reason. It's just adding
that
risk for no
is
reason.
correct, yes.
And this is how I felt in BHP. We're just watching the ships go. Bit of an auto scroller. There's only really the quality of 1P 2C here to commentate.
Yeah, I
And of
think,
course doing this.
well, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, very easy to accidentally kill yourself on the store. Going to look, especially when you're
True.
bringing the other player behind the camera.
Yeah, I was
Anonymous through.
thinking this level is like, it's one of those levels where it almost feels like you can't save time. You can only lose time. You know what I mean? Like you either play
Absolutely.
it perfectly and it's just, okay, that was a solid rebel attack, or oh my god, I blanked, I have to go all the way back and I lose a minute or whatever.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
that's kind of the
And in saying that, a lot of potential, unseen tricks in this level. Not RTA viable tricks, I believe, even.
Well, I mean, I wonder if we will see it at some point. I highly doubt it. I mean, maybe Harasmi does it. I think he was the one with that segment.
That's
Maybe.
something interesting to expect from
Imagine
RTA,
that,
that's
though.
for
Oh
sure.
my goodness. I mean, we see two different strats there again for room 3 out of bounds. I mean, how many times have we said that this match? All the runners
Yeah, I
electing for
know.
different strategies.
It's awesome to see. That's what I love about the ladder league. And that's what I
Absolutely.
love about the three-way screen. Like the two is just not enough to look at, not enough to experience. I feel
And you
like
know what you're really going to love is that Gamer Olive will be playing the game while the other two runners are doing this.
exactly. And that's what I was really appreciating Anonymous for earlier, leading the charge as we went through all those Mos Eisley cutscenes.
That's true. I mean, Anonymous gets the best episode 4 exit. I can end the prediction now. Congratulations to
That
the wait a second, 24%, 28% chose Anonymous. Well, big mistake to the other 72%. And now it's time. Who will
they
win?
did not trust the probability. I told you it was 87.9.
Now, how funny would it be if I put up this who will win prediction and 87.9% of the points go to Anonymous?
Funny, I would say more. Wow, what a coincidence!
What a
Like, you
coincidence.
know what I mean? Like,
Hell,
that's
we
more of an
could do it
odd
on purpose.
situation. Well,
Okay,
we're not
well,
match fixing.
let's talk about the gap. Look at the gap after
Yes.
4-4, and now look at
Yes.
the gap. That went from 2 minutes and 26 seconds to 1 minute and 48. That
Wow.
is a swing.
For who?
Well, BIKSEL is now 1 minute and 48 behind, but he's made up 40 seconds in the last 2 levels on Anonymous.
How's GamerOlive been? They've been chugging along as well, mind you.
I mean, GamerOlive is not too far behind. I'll have to see what this Rebel attack was, but I imagine he's only like 1 minute behind BIKSEL, which is honestly
Yeah.
fine. I mean,
And
you
it's
keep yourself within 3 minutes, in my opinion, you're in striking distance.
well, 3 minutes is exactly the number GamerOlive needed last time. So,
It's the
and
golden
I
number.
mean, the other thing is the decline's been really slow for Olive. Like, they have been right behind BIKSEL
Mm-hmm.
and ever so slightly trailing behind as we go. I think just reflecting the consistency and the experience there, not necessarily the quality of the runner.
That's true. One thing that'll be interesting to see throughout this episode 6 is what strats Anonymous elects to go for, because I think episode 6 is one of those episodes with so much strat variance all over the place. And, you know, if you're Anonymous, you know you're in the lead if you're watching the stream. You know you're on PB pace if you're looking at your splits. I have no doubt he'll want to play it relatively safe.
Well, what do you think he's going to avoid if you think he's really going to play it safe?
Well, we might see, you know, a pixel disco instead of a regular disco, for example. You know, we might see
Mm.
no 12 button skip if he doesn't feel comfortable with it. We might see, you know, something like maybe he doesn't even do topless or whatever it may be. But, you know, the strats can completely depend on, you know, what you feel comfortable with and what your pace is. But, like, to put it simply, his BPT is a 230. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's sitting comfortable right now.
So I believe he has lost less than 2 minutes to Saab so far. In fact, he may be obeying the E Roadhouse rule right now of
What
1
might that be?
second per minute to
Oh,
Saab. Actually, I think, right? Because he
okay.
had like a
That's nuts.
229 Saab.
There's no way we're out here in Rung 7 watching a man only 1 second per minute lost. Like, if this is the standard being set, I'm
And
scared
a
for
first
next
try
week and the week
spiderless.
after.
This is a
Holy
great
cow, man.
jobless too. Like, this could even be a gold. I mean, it just doesn't
Wow.
stop. This is just so impressive.
BIKSEL electing to wear the hat on Chewy for the
So,
faster animation? He's saving time.
supposedly, Chewy's animations are faster on most levels, but I think with the Bounty
What?
Hunter panel helmet, it should be the same.
That is very interesting.
I mean, Anonymous is not as 153 off Saab right now. An hour and 19 in. I mean, that is really, really impressive. If he can keep that up, he will end up with a 233, which would be a 3-minute PP.
So his PB I don't believe is on speedrun.com yet. But
Yeah, it's very recent.
235.40. 235.40 and I believe he
235,
had
okay, yes.
he had a 240 something prior to this. So over this course of time he's been playing, I mean, like I said, he has been streaming. He has been showing the runs, so anything could be coming out here.
Oh.
I could expect a good
No,
30
BIKSEL, no.
second PP.
Sorry about that. Just
Yeah,
some,
that's
you know,
unfortunate.
some heartbreaking time loss for BIKSEL. 2 deaths in the hallway with Chewbacca.
Yeah.
You do not like to see that. But you're totally right. And the thing is, Anonymous has been around for so long. His any percent PB, like you said, was what, 3 years old before this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Think about that. He had a 240 3 years ago. 3 years ago. You know what I had 3 years ago? I had a I don't know, but whatever. The point is that that he, there was a lot less skips at the time. There was a lot, a lot that's been found since then. He's probably improved overall with game knowledge and technical skill. So you would expect him to be PBing by so much,
Ooh,
but he's just slowly getting back into it.
absolutely. It's BIKSEL with the first try as well. I just have to say that was on my mind while you said that. Sorry. Oh no, all is well. All is well. I got a little scared when he dropped all the way down, but no, everything's looking all right. And GAMEROLIVE is going to be a whole level behind soon, I think.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I cannot believe Gamer Olive did not softlock there. That was
Very
about, if you were
shocked.
trying to softlock, that is exactly what it would have looked like. Are you familiar with that softlock?
Yes. Doing
Yeah.
this room blindfolded,
Oh, yeah.
it's
Okay.
it's very easy, but it's surprising because it isn't like I don't know. It's not that easy to do. I've only
Yes, I
ever
mean,
done it
I think
accidentally a couple
you have
times.
to do it
Like
frame perfectly, I think.
you really gotta be trying
But
to shoot them at the exact same time.
hopefully he watches this VOD back and learns about the softlock from that.
Very true. And when I think of backups, one of the most notorious I feel is the backup after doing this.
The
After
after
doing
Spiderless,
Spiderless.
yeah.
Yeah,
Chimkin's
using the
favorite
torch.
backup.
Absolutely. One of mine as well, funnily enough. It's like
Hmm.
such a crucial and simple backup for a trick that is terrible to have had to redo from the start, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, such a relief, little backups like that. Oh yeah, and
I mean,
Anonymous
it's
pulling
just,
up
yeah.
on topless. We're gonna see how safe is he gonna play it here.
It does take a death.
You're
Carcoon,
not.
as you probably know, is a game
Mm.
of managing your hearts, not trying to die during gameplay, because you are absolutely pelted by enemies.
Oh
And if only he
no.
got pelted a couple more times there while doing that,
Yeah.
he could have maybe got damage boosted onto the platform.
I mean, I was gonna say the edge jump looked good. I
That's
guess
good.
he just didn't space it.
3rd try, I mean, Gamer
Will he
Olive,
take a death
meanwhile,
here? Tell me
has the
now.
Rancor stuck. I did not know it could get stuck there. Yeah, this is, of course, all random, and he does
He
take a
will.
death. Completely
Yes.
unavoidable, essentially.
Look at the lineup, bro. They are taking
That
him
was
out. What the
insane. The
hell?
firing squad dropped down onto our 19th seed here, an anonymous source. They do not want him to win. Maybe perhaps hired by... What is this? And so I don't know if he's doing it again, but Anonymous did say at one point last year that he was planning on doing disco with a different set of characters for every single match.
What?
Oh
That
no,
is
he actually
incredible.
got out, I think,
He came back in somehow.
and then
How did he?
jump rolled inbounds. I think that's what just happened.
Was he? I think he was preparing to have failed it,
Oh, because
but
now no,
obviously was successful.
I think he was just trying to jump roll out of bounds. You're not actually meant to jump roll with Han when you get clipped out.
True.
Oh no, and this could be an issue because when you miss it once, I'm sure you know this, Soda. This
Mm.
trick does not like to help you out.
No, and if you keep missing it, there's a chance you won't get the chance to. It's terrible. This room, very surprised he's didn't even do Pixel Disco. Like try it out. Like I would assume that everyone would be doing it that way with the consistency of that setup. I
BIKSEL
suppose it's slow.
approaches topless for himself as Anonymous goes 2 for 5 on Disco Skip. We're going to see if perhaps that could be an opportunity to close the gap a little bit. It's all going to depend on the execution he can show us here in this Carcoon.
Yeah, absolutely. A first try disco here would it be a game changer? Well, it's a stepping stone to the game changers,
Well, it
that's for sure.
certainly would be a 40-second time save. Whether you consider
Well,
that
of
a game
course.
changer or not is,
Well,
of
40
course,
seconds
subjective.
of 2, is it still 2 minutes here?
Looks
Possibly more
like it
now?
is around exactly 2 minutes heading into this level. But
Nice.
also, BIKSEL missing topless as well. So, we have
Yeah.
that sort of barrier. Oh my
Oh,
goodness, a really, really close to missing topless that BIKSEL is able to clutch up at the end as the firing squad drops down from above. Gamer Olive perhaps employing these 7 skiff guards that have met our number 19 and 20 seeds in this match and takes a
well,
death himself.
we'll know for sure, depending on how many drop for Olive here.
Nah. Well, I mean, especially if we see 0.
Yeah, like especially. Hold on, I didn't quite pay attention here. Did we see much variation with the camera pan skip on the Boba fight? I don't even think
Oh,
Game Roll have went for it.
I didn't. Gamer Olive did not. But we will see a pixel disco.
Yep.
Perhaps Anonymous will think, maybe I should have done this. But
Yeah.
maybe he's still looking at it and thinking, well, Pixel, you have to build the speaker. You know, is it really going to save much time? If you spend an additional 10 seconds setting it up. Now, in this case, it will, but I don't know that that was much better than a second try attempt of just winging it.
Better safe than sorry, but to what cost, Bixel? That is the question
It's
he'll be
true.
asking himself right now.
Because it gets to a point where a 2-minute deficit,
Oh,
you can no longer count on your strats, your gameplay, your
mm,
consistency to make up all that time. You're then counting on, Anonymous making 2 minutes of mistakes. And what if that just doesn't happen? Think about it. 2 minutes of mistakes. He didn't even lose 2 minutes to his sum of best in the first 3
mm,
episodes of the entire run.
very true. And interesting you say, because Gamer Olive is reflecting the opposite of that, trying to stay consistent, continue to be playing safe and make it up, hoping for those mistakes. Whoa, the whole squadron coming from all sides on Gamer Olive.
I mean, who is employing these people? It must be Zoda not wanting to get
No.
leapfrogged in the rung above. I think we figured it out, ladies and gentlemen.
Definitely not. I would have to know what the leapfrog does to employ such a strategy. Why
Well,
don't you explain it, Zach?
unfortunately, I will have to explain that because we are in 3 really riveting sections of gameplay here. Um, yeah, so the leapfrog is absolutely uh, pertinent here, and that is because Anonymous is on pace to get a run that perhaps could beat 2 of the PBs in the rung above. And the
Hmm,
way that the
I
leapfrog
see.
does work is that if Anonymous puts down, for example, a 233, if the second place runner in the rung above him gets anything worse than that 233, he, Anonymous, will actually take the spot of that second place runner. What I mean by that is that that second place runner normally would be expected to promote themselves to rung 5, right? Because they got second.
Hmm,
However, what will happen is Anonymous will actually get that rung 5 promotion. And then unfortunately, that person who got leapfrogged will have to stay in rung 6 instead of moving up or down.
so they lose their potential advancement.
That's correct. And obviously,
Ooh.
yes, they don't have to fall down a rung, so it's still,
Hmm.
second place still gets you something. But
Hmm.
if you do get leapfrogged, it's definitely got some big implications because if you think about it, what happens, Zoda, if the rung 6 runner this week is in rung 6 next week?
Yeah. What?
It's an
Tell me.
elimination rung next week.
Oh, I see.
And
The
that
stakes are
becomes an issue.
high.
The
Yes,
stakes
that does
are
become
high.
an issue.
So, even if Anonymous somehow manages to pull ahead here so far that it feels like an insurmountable comeback for the other runners, Anonymous isn't going to lay off the gas. He isn't going to, start slowing down anytime soon. He knows this is probably going to be his best chance for the entire tournament to get
Hmm.
out of the bottom rung, and he is not going to let that slip.
I see. I see. Like, I mean, we were commenting on his clever strategy, his clever approach coming in anonymous, and it's obviously working. I mean, this now he is a full level ahead, but Endor, you know, I don't think we'll see much variation here. The other tricks in Endor are quite wacky, you could say, but anonymous just keeps surprising me, so I'm excited to see nonetheless.
Yeah, and I mean, there's so many tricks in Endor, one of which we haven't even seen yet. Hopefully, we get to see a PGA maybe in the next match, but
Mm,
probably won't see that today. And we might not even see 12 button skip. I mean, this level
wow.
is already so hard, right? And adding
Yeah.
even more tricks to it is a surefire way to ensure that you are not going to be consistent at the level anymore.
Yeah, I see. But not even going for the 1P2C here, unless he's gonna drop in late.
No, I don't think so. I mean,
That's
adds a
surprising.
dropout, stays a little more consistent.
Yeah,
Gets to keep both hands on the controller. And you know what? Maybe
I
that's
hear that.
exactly what he wants right now.
Yep, he's cruising.
I'm willing to
But
bet this
at a
room will be
high stress
clean.
though.
Looking good so far. I mean, one of the rare
Okay.
rooms that is like exactly the same as free play almost.
Oh, that's well
Can't skip
true. I
this
guess it's
room
all relying on the
at all.
box. Yeah.
Yeah. If anyone in chat
Because
has any ideas on how to skip it, let us know.
well, when you reload the room, you can just jump off, right? You don't need to hit the buttons again.
That's only if you load it from Brickbench, I believe.
Ah,
Oh, he
I
does
see.
manage to barely get ghost hearts. Wow, he didn't even die in the he didn't even visually die. That would have been a bit of an issue. A missed hill roll, and this is
Oh,
where knowing I don't know if you're aware of it, but knowing the hill roll backup is very, very useful. The sort of
launch.
launch backup, yeah.
Interesting. I didn't know people were using that as a backup. I know. I believe the hamster was doing it just straight up, not even doing hill roll. Yeah, not gonna see 12 button from anonymous. See, maybe we can see a half. Okay, we're not gonna see a half 12 button. A 6 button, you could say. You
Yeah,
know,
I
for
did
me,
see
mm,
a Zoda 6 button today, but I do think that's fairly uncommon.
I mean,
Most
for
people
me,
will
the hard
select for
part
the
is
12
the
button.
first one.
Yeah,
Sorry, second.
I agree with you actually. It's definitely tricky. Now, and the funny thing is, this room isn't even easy on its own without the trick. Like, you've still got some RNG, you've
Yeah,
still got some troopers to deal with.
and call back to one of my ladder league matches last time. I mean, you can get the glitch with they stay on the button. They just don't move. Now, I don't know how that trick works. Or that glitch rather.
Which one do you mean by that?
Where the the players that aren't P1 or 2 are stuck on the button and they will not move from the button. They're pathing.
You know, I was gonna, get all technical on you and give you the actual explanation, but honestly, I
Mm,
don't think anyone fully understands
wow.
why that is the case.
Yeah, because that happens everywhere. I've seen it in Feed where every single character is
Wait,
button glitched.
what is where? Okay, Leia got stuck for Anonymous.
Stuck.
Look at this. He doesn't have Leia. So I don't know if you remember, but back before
Yeah, all the
we
way
did this,
back.
R2 could get stuck on the plants, and it looks like Leia got stuck. That's a very rare issue.
Yeah, I've never seen or even heard of that. I mean, that's weird. Why do you think it happens so often at R2 then? Maybe it must be about
I think
some
it's a
random
pathing
player
thing.
management. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
perhaps. Could be his spawns, right? Like where he spawns in the room.
Hmm.
But we are approaching here for Anonymous the tail end of one of the toughest rooms in the entire game, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Bunker is awful, to say the least. A couple
That
very,
that
very
is
finicky
definitely
counter
not saying the
advances.
least, but I do agree.
I mean, can camera pan skip all 4 here or just 3?
You can actually skip all 4. I think
Hmm.
Anonymous may have been the one that found the
Oh,
one on the for the first lever, but we only do it in free play. We do not do it at 90%.
I see. You know, there was issues with hill roll. I've seen a few dodgy buttons from BIKSEL, but have there really been any disasters yet
No, and
in this
honestly,
Endor? Yeah,
and as far as Endors go, this has been pretty good for everyone.
I know. Like Endor is really like in terms of individual levels, it's a slog for sure. It really can be quite grueling to get through this level at times.
You know what? I
Right.
think I have some analysis here as to why that's the case. If
Mm,
you really think about all of these sort of massive time losses that these runners have had so far, specifically Anonymous and Bixel,
mm,
in my opinion, it's all been these tricks, right? It's been, I forget which, a BBJ, right?
yeah.
Stuff like that. And, Quicksand 2 or whatever it may be. It's never been, a lack of ability to play cleanly. That's something we've seen from Anonymous and Bixel the entire match. They've been able to play cleanly.
Mm,
And when you have
true.
so much top level experience just in Lego speedrunning in general, your technical skill is going to be good. Your ability to adapt and think on the fly is going to be good. But,
Mm,
you know, previous experience, okay, that's interesting. Previous experience can only get you so far. Um, there's a billion tricks that you have to learn for this run,
yeah.
and
Always something
y-
new,
you
always
know,
another
yeah,
miscellaneous strat to pick up, especially at that top level, yeah.
exactly. Like just being, really, really good at a million Lego games doesn't mean, you don't have to learn every single new
Mm,
strat, from the bottom up.
yeah, absolutely. Oh, I just realized we're about to see the Chancellor die. Palpatine. How many slashes? My favorite game from the last one. How many slashes will it take?
I wish we had a prediction for that.
3. I'm gonna say 3 for Anonymous and a dodgy 4th. A
All right, all
dodgy
right.
4th.
1, 2, 3. Let me think. 2. I think we're gonna see a really, really clean one here. Okay, well, never mind.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he would do this setup. 1. Oh, you should have done
Uh.
2. Oh, that's 3, and it doesn't
Oh.
even get the chance to go for a dodgy
Hold on,
4th.
hold on, hold on, hold on. The dodgy 4 might be the 1 slash at the end to make the prediction true.
This has
This might.
real implications, Zoda. This has real implications. The gap was 2 minutes. The gap
Yeah.
is going to be
Oh
much
no!
smaller now.
It's
We
huge.
are
It's
seeing a choke. We are seeing something reminiscent of Jared versus EJP Man in the first tournament that Jared was ever in. Anonymous likes to make fun of them for it so much. But I'll tell you what, if
no,
Anonymous replicates it, he will never live it down. And he needs to get the Emperor in the hole here. He doesn't have
Is he
General
delete,
Grievous to
bro?
do it this time. It's going to be sketchy, and he is able to do
Oh,
it. That is got to be a minute time loss. Oh my
dodgy
goodness, that is not good.
26th. Dodgy 26th, man. That is going to Bixel's going to be a happy chappy right now. Like he might be having a remotivation at this stage. I mean, time to lock in right here. If he can get, I mean, if he can just do it first try, take as many slashes as you need, bro. Like it's time to play safe and consistent.
It's
Only
time to
for
play the
hero.
game, as they say. I mean, this is actually going to be like potentially a 1 minute deficit if he can play this perfectly. That
Wow,
well, okay.
that's
I
huge.
misspoke a little bit. That wasn't quite as bad as I thought. It was a 50-second time loss. So
Yeah,
that's how much you can save. But I mean, 50 seconds is not insignificant.
absolutely not. I mean, you were talking at the beginning. Is it possible we're not going to see a minute plus disaster? No, it's
No,
impossible at this stage in the setting. We're gonna see some mistakes.
Anonymous was playing so well, he almost made us forget we're in the bottom rung. It's gonna happen. There's nerves.
Absolutely.
There's nerves. There's consequences to losing. There's consequences to getting second. It's
Bro.
gonna happen.
There are consequences. Double Elam. Double Elam is intense. I mean, maybe Anonymous needs to stop cruising. Oh, here we go, BIKSEL. Come on now.
Could we see a solid 2 or 3 here from BIKSEL?
Dodgy
Show us
2.
what he's made of. I don't like that. I don't like that either. That's 4. That's 5. That's 6. This is a casual playthrough. 8, 9, and almost completes the decade of slashes to get him in the hole, putting down a nice 40-ish second time save onto Anonymous. Listen, he
Wow.
knew what the assignment was, and he completed it.
Yep,
That's about all you can say.
absolutely. Anonymous's assignment right now. Good RNG on these torps. Wait.
Yep,
can
and
you go
he is
do
getting an
that?
A+ at the moment. This is looking very, very good. There's
Oh,
another
wow.
one coming up as well, and a dupe!
I thought
Oh
that
my
was coming.
goodness! Anonymous wants to show us he is not ready to go down without a fight. Yes, maybe he lost a little bit of time on the Jedi Destiny, and maybe a little bit is not what happened. Maybe it was a lot of time, but he is not ready to give up. He is putting his foot on the gas. He is showing us why he is the favorite to win this match, and he is ready to
Whoa.
go for a
No.
leapfrog. 3 more torpedoes. This is shaping up to be a very good ITDS.
Didn't get the power up though. But he will know all about the dodgy pillar that takes names, takes lives.
Takes time. 2
Time to
seconds if you
watch.
die.
3 different cutscenes, all going through. Oh, I was gonna say hyperdrive, but not really.
No, if I believe the Emperor went through a hyperdrive there, that would be a very different plot of the movie, I think.
Well, hold on.
And the
He's
following
using the
trilogy,
button.
in fact. Anonymous will not die here. I don't know how. Honestly, I have no idea how he did not die. But he is at
Very
1
far to
heart
that.
now with player 1. Ooh, any hearts here available? There are hearts, and that is a blessing.
Always nice that the TIE fighters just stash those there for you. They're very nice.
It's true. I mean, they're not all bad guys. They got to leave a little treat for you now and then. A dupe from BIKSEL. How did that dupe? Yeah, I'm glad I caught that.
Must have been a late
Oh, and
one.
he loses a torpedo, so the dupe really, it paid itself off negatively. A net gain of 0 from a dupe
Oh, wow.
and losing a torpedo.
Slash count.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I mean, you have to imagine it was probably less than 9 and, 26?
I don't have to imagine. It very well could have been more. And
It could have been.
paired with the RNG of this next room, I mean, I know it's double Elam, but to save face, to do it for yourself, to get the PB, maybe GAMEROLIVE can secure that second place despite the double Elam.
Well, allow me to point out that,
Hmm.
1, Anonymous needs a torpedo from the core right now, and 2, GAMEROLIVE got a 230 Jedi Destiny. That's the best one anyone got.
Wow. That is a skill
So very,
advantage
very
right
solid.
there.
Yeah, it is.
So Anonymous had to go awry looking for a torpedo, but was there anything else wrong with his ITDS? I mean, he even got some dupes at the start there.
Yeah, I don't know if there was really anything much in that ending there
No.
to imply he would actually be getting a poor ITDS time. I think he'll be okay with this. He'll know, if he is paying attention to the gap, yes, it's less than 2 minutes now. That's okay. You're bound to have a time loss somewhere. But you know what? So is BIKSEL. So is GAMEROLIVE. That you just have to keep playing up to the standard that you were playing at before. And, the 1 minute time loss on Destiny, yes, it's a dumb mistake. But if you're just making mistakes like that, that's fine. It's a lapse in judgment. It's, just an error that can easily be fixed in the training ground, right? And it's not some sort of massive meltdown that, you could potentially see.
No, well, Certainly hope not. That's what loses the run. That's what loses your lead.
That's true.
Losing
It's always
composure.
it's good to bounce back with a well-executed ITDS after missing Ultra Kill. It's about the best you can ask for in terms of silver lining.
Yeah, Anonymous, he's finishing the story. BIKSEL as well. Entering the auto scroller of this level. He also was duping, you know. Not easy to do.
Yeah. Well, if only the gap was a little bit bigger and we didn't have to endure this. But I will say, it's a great time for me to talk about your upcoming events, guys. Let's talk about what is next in the ladder league. We, of course, have week 1 rung 2. Senor versus Harazmi versus Anorak, 1 p.m. Eastern on Saturday. Make sure you tune in for that. Personally, I am super hyped for that. I have no idea what to expect. Harazmi, you know, we don't really know what to see. He doesn't stream too often. Senor getting back into the game. Anorak, the slowest PB, but maybe considered the favorite. I think it'll be really interesting. We, of course, have on Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern, Zoda versus Charizite versus Quasar in Rung 6, which should have direct implications with this match. Whatever happens, they will have to avoid a leapfrog, no matter how slow first place's time is here. It will always be possible until second place puts that time down. So definitely keep on the lookout for that and some crazy strats. And of course, capping off the week on, prime time hours on Sunday, we will be getting Rung 1, Jared versus Justin versus Frostbite. Our first Rung 1 match, our first top 8 qualifier. And if you are not there, then you will miss a banger. 6 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. And we will see who can take home that number 1 seed, giving themselves the chance to play against the wild card in top 8.
Absolutely, and I believe last time it was you that got that number 1 seed in that first week, right?
Yeah, something like that.
So would you say is more of a advantage having that time away from the competition as we enter Coruscant here, or you feel like you kind of get out of it being away from the competition? Maybe the pressure to practice, the pressure to really pursue it isn't as high.
I think that's a great question, and a great point. And I think it really comes down to the preference of the runner. For me, I really did not enjoy the fact that I wasn't sort of able to compete for 2 months. Like,
Yeah,
you
it's
have that
odd for me.
competitive drive, you win one match, and now you're in top 8. I mean, it's a nice luxury, but at the end of the day, you don't really get a chance to show off your skills, to improve, to, learn how to play in that type of format. I mean, it's definitely a monkey's paw sort of benefit that you get from qualifying early. And that was also why we looked at potentially some other ways to add to the format, such that, maybe the top 4 seeds would play an intermediary match, after week 4 to decide, who would get like first seed or something like that. And we didn't end up ultimately going with any of those changes, but it's definitely something we might consider in the future, because if you are the 1 seed, and maybe you're Jared, right? Maybe you get that 1 seed, you feel comfortable, you have world record, and you just kind of lay off the gas. You kind of let it sit on the back burner for a while, and next thing you know, top 8 starts, Frostbite's caught up to you, Justin's caught up to you, and guess what? They have weeks more tournament experience. With these new tricks, you probably haven't been able to be doing Godfraud in races more than maybe even once or twice the entire event. You just don't have that experience, and it can really come back to bite you. And I think that's why it's so important to like understand how to take every single match seriously, because if you're only going to get one chance to practice playing competitively in the ladder, you have to take it seriously.
Absolutely.
Now, oh my, I think I just realized, did Anonymous even get the red brick?
He may have missed it. We will soon see.
I think he missed the red brick. And you know what? That would cause huge issues for him in this
Huge
race.
implications.
Huge implications.
It's a
Absolutely.
very common, easy to make mistake as well. You know,
I mean, we've all
it's a
made it
very
happen.
small brick. Very
We've
small brick in the vastness of space here in Coruscant, you know.
the thing is the thing is that red brick, it's so easy to grab. All you have to do is
Oh,
hold
okay.
left.
Yeah.
And we'll
Well,
have to see here. Did he grab it? Oh, thank the Lord. He did grab it. I mean, it must have been very, very close. You know, hopefully we'll make sure, guys, that we all lock in and watch BIKSEL's screen during this red brick grab here. It's obviously much more important than Anonymous's Chancellor. And he is going to be able to grab it. That's very well executed.
Okay, buddy. Now I'm excited. We've got Oh,
BIKSEL just died. Okay,
and
that's actually hilarious. I stopped looking at his screen after he grabbed the brick and then he died.
that is unfortunate, but he like just hit the checkpoint, I think.
Yes, that's
He
very
wasn't
lucky. That
sent
could have
all the
been
way back.
so much worse.
Yeah, that was crucial. I don't know. Did Gamer Olive grab the brick? I don't know. I think
Well,
they're
if
about to.
Gamer Olive grabbed the brick at this point in the level, then I would say this is going to be a 2-minute Coruscant CG.
The whole level looks the same, man. I've been locked in Coruscant for a minute or so now. Well, hold on. My eyes are feasted on Chancellor. We are coming up to. I don't believe I'm about to see an MVE. To say so is
I
probably
don't
ridiculous.
imagine so. I mean, with the consistent and safe strats we've seen out of
Of
Anonymous, you
course,
know.
of course. You never know. You never know. And CSJ, I always find interesting. Because people
So
you
many different
don't
setups
expect.
too.
I know, and it's hard, man. I
It's
really,
a hard
really do not
trick.
like. Yeah, absolutely. Left side or
I,
right side? We'll see from Anonymous here.
now,
Although, once
what would you
again,
say makes
cycle
it
skip.
so hard though?
For me, probably the consistent keyboard movement. I really struggle to do the circles, and I really struggle to find this wacky sloped terrain. Oh,
Oh,
it's horrible.
no CSJ.
Yeah, that's believable. Cycle skips are so free.
Let's see if he can get all 3 of these cycle skips. So he actually called in to switch player 2 to Anakin here. That may look like it was all for naught, but the idea is that if he does miss time one of these, he won't accidentally call in his R2, and he will be able to
Yeah,
quickly back up the lightning zap with a slash on player 2. But he is going to get all 3, I think. He's timed those to perfection.
excellent.
I mean,
Also going to help him in the next room. You know, just a simple thing. Having Anakin's movement after
true.
the elevator drop and warp, you know, crucial, especially if it was a dodgy drop and warp, you know. If Obi-Wan's too close to that gate, R2, he moves slow.
Now, I don't know about you, Zoda, but to
Mm.
me, nothing beats how satisfying it is to watch clean Chancellor cycle skips. I gotta say.
Oh, absolutely. I agree. I agree. It's
Okay.
because of the rhythm. It's what's the word? Ground into our head. It's a good rhythm. Oh my
Yeah.
God!
So
Again.
Anonymous has died 3 times in this room, and
Oh,
he's
three.
probably going to take a 4th death. 4 deaths in the elevator room. Look at where BIKSEL is right now. Look at his screen.
It's getting closer.
He's not so far away, man. And
Oh,
this is what
oh,
we're talking about.
oh my
Oh
God!
no, no! And he doesn't drop out, and R2 falls off as well. What is going on right now? I mean, this is an absolute calamity. BIKSEL does a backflip off the light, and he dies from the droideka. Anonymous, despite having a disaster in the elevator room, is met with BIKSEL throwing him a ditto. Exactly what he thought would happen to him is what's happening to BIKSEL.
Wow.
An Uno reverse card in the wrong direction.
Well, that depends whose direction we're looking from. Definitely the right for Anonymous. I mean, he was playing so consistently. We've seen a couple big mistakes, but BIKSEL, he just keeps coming right back with mistakes of his own. Obviously,
It's
he's going for
the
CSJ
story of
right now as
race.
well.
I mean,
Go.
look at this. The gap out of Coruscant, a minute 30. And
Oh,
BIKSEL, this is
it's over.
CSJ. Now we see
No.
why Anonymous elected not to go for this. You see all of these decisions. It's hard
Second
to
try.
argue that Anonymous's decisions haven't been perfect. Every single time he's elected not to go for a strat, Camino clip, CSJ, all of these tricks, and we see it again. He has ended up saving time by not attempting them. That is what we are seeing this race. It is all a mental game from Anonymous.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's certainly clever. An example run. It seems like Anonymous has really set the standard here for how you should be playing the ladder league. What strategies, or not strategies within the run, but strategies and actually playing within the event. Like, he's playing it well. The mental fortitude is obviously paying off.
You're absolutely right. And I think if I had to pick one person that I would expect to win solely on the mental game, the decision-making aspect, this is exactly who I would have picked.
True. When I think of sound mind, sound reasoning, who do I think of? Obviously, you've had experience with Anonymous, but personally, see, I was gonna say Jared, right? But now
That's
I wanna take
crazy.
that back.
That's right.
Nothing against Jared, of course. See, it's hard not to think of anyone in the top though, because these are the guys that are executing everything the
Yeah, and of
best. I
course that's
mean,
what it takes to get to the top, right?
of
I mean,
course,
talk
of
about safe
course.
strats. Look at what we are seeing on Anonymous's screen. I think this is the first easy
Wow,
Mac of the entire tournament. I
that's
honestly, I like the decision. I just
I
do.
do too. I do too. Wait, is he gonna finish it off with a 3 cycle though?
So it looks like
Okay,
he
one will
started
do.
shooting a little late. I mean, a 1 cycle, it's not great. Can you get 2 here?
What is Game
He
Roll doing?
can get 1, and that's all he needs. And we see 2 1 cycles, right? And maybe that gives us a little bit of insight into why he didn't go for regular Grief Cheese. Imagine he gets those 2 1 cycles in a regular Grief Cheese attempt. I mean, that's not good.
Yeah, and Grieve Cheese is so PC dependent, so dependent on the individual. If you know your PC is not going to perform at a time like this, then absolutely you've made the right decision in going for easy cheese or whatever.
That's correct, yeah. But of course, it's been we've probably said this about 400 times in the last 2
Hmm.
episodes, but this is an opportunity for BIKSEL to make up some time. Whether he does
Well,
is yet to be seen.
Kashyyyk is one of those levels where at a higher level, I feel like it's more of an auto scroller. Would you agree?
I think it can appear that way, but
But
I think
certainly
when you
not.
start looking at the room times and the split times, it actually comes down to a ton of different micro optimizations. I think it definitely
Absolutely.
differs from a level like Rebel Attack, where you can sort of play it perfectly every time if you're,
Hmm.
locked in. With this level, you really have to adapt to different situations, how the clone troopers are shooting at you
Of
and
course.
whatever it may be. So I think this level is harder than it may look. But let's see if BIKSEL
Absolutely.
can perhaps show us what it looks like to save time on an anonymous time loss.
Well, we're
Yeah. How
seeing
about a 4 cycle
1 and 3.
or 3 cycle? Sorry.
1-3-0.
I mean, this is still an
Oh, just
opportunity. Anonymous had a 137. This should be saving a massive amount of time. He's going to switch back during that and gets the 3 cycle. That
nice.
is a big time save. Despite the massive, disastrous, calamitous Chancellor from BIKSEL, which I mean, what was a 534?
Wow.
We then see him strike back with a 128. So he will save 10 seconds there, and that's the type of time save he needs. The gap
Hmm.
may be closer than it appears
Oh,
now.
it's the little
That's a
mistakes
death.
like that, Anonymous. That's
They're gonna
four.
start adding
That's
up. I
four
mean,
seconds gone.
look at the time gap, right? It's less than 2 minutes. It's
Hmm.
a minute and 46 seconds. That
Hmm.
is going to decrease to a minute and 42 seconds, and then a
Yeah.
couple more mistakes, and it's a minute and a half. And then when you're within a minute and a half range, BIKSEL can pull out something like GTF in the end, and it's a minute. And now
Yeah.
you're starting to get concerned if you're anonymous, and you need to keep the pressure up. You need to keep the gameplay consistent and really not let it get away from you.
Yeah. Absolutely, because when it gets too close, all it takes is one. All it takes is one silly mistake, and you've lost a million years. Oh, like, yeah, BIKSEL, he's just struggling with the forces here.
I think we're just seeing the nerves mount for everyone. I mean, it's getting to that point where we're in the crunch time, right? We're no longer in the
True.
part where, okay, I lose 2 minutes in the beginning, I'll make it up by playing well in the end. You can't do that
Absolutely.
anymore. It's time to actually show you're at the point of the race, right? Where now it's time to make up those 2 minutes. It's no
Mm.
longer time to, you know, let yourself mentally reset. That was what episode 2 and maybe 4 were for. This
Hmm.
is where you show what you're made of.
Absolutely. And I mean, very important level coming up next as well. I mean, library, one of the most important tricks, I'd say, coming in the late game.
And I think there was a point where I sort of felt like I expected everyone to be hitting this first try, but
Hmm.
I think we're not really at that point anymore. I think it is less consistent than, it was maybe last year for some reason.
It might just be there's a lot of different setups, and I feel like there's not
Mm.
one true tutorial to watch for it. Like it's kind of just scattering
Yeah, I mean, there
information throughout the
definitely is, and it's
community.
on my YouTube channel, but I do agree with what you're saying. I mean,
Well, who's gonna believe the one over the many? I
no,
definitely
you
use the
you
strat
are
you told me
correct.
though. I do
You're
use your
correct.
strat. It's a good one.
It's tough, and the problem with library skip is even if you do the perfect setup, you still have a small window to call in to do the drop and
Mm,
warp. It's not like it's easy as long as you know what to do.
yeah, absolutely.
So I guess the hope for Anonymous is that if he can get this first try library skip, he's sort of in the clear until boom skip, right? That's sort of the
Yeah,
next massive time loss potential. And so he's really looking to cement this lead going into the next 3 or 4 levels here. And if he can do
yeah,
that, then he's in such a commanding position where it's in his hands, right? And that's what's important.
yeah, absolutely. Labeling library or just after it, being the cool period until boom skip is a very good way to think about it for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Nothing big, nothing crazy. You're just preparing for that final run. That final slog down episode
Right.
5, getting the best spin.
The boulder Dagobah
Oh,
button skip, hut skip,
yeah.
CCT, GTF combo, the absolute brutal onslaught, probably the
Yeah.
most gauntlet of gauntlets in the entire game, maybe in the
It
history
gets
of the
brutal.
game.
It gets brutal. And how many tries library skip? You say you expect at this stage everyone to be getting it first try.
I
Anonymous,
I will say
I expect it.
I believe Anonymous knows the setup that I told him about,
Yeah, of course.
so I am expecting him to get it first try. I'll
Let's
tell
see.
you if it'll work. Yeah, that looks good. Yep. There we
Nice.
go. First try. That is big because not only does he get it first try, I mean, you might be expecting. Sorry, I'm not sure why he has both players dropped in, but we'll see how
Yeah.
that pans out. You might be expecting Anonymous. Okay, he's thinking, let's get it within a couple tries, right? Keep the race in my hands. No, he's
Mm,
pushing forward. He's getting, what is that? A 220, a 219, um, ruin, which is a really solid split time. Like that's
yeah.
going to be hard for any of these runners to save time on, even with a first try library. And imagine if they miss it a few times. Now the race is starting to completely slip away from them.
Yeah. Absolutely. This is the stage I feel where our individual runners start playing for the soul. They start playing.
Yeah.
Start Oh, not even going for the drop and warp there. I was really confused there whether he was deloading or
Yeah.
something, but
I think
he's
you
not
can't.
even jumping. That is the safest I've ever seen this ever played in my life.
Wow. This man right here does not want to lose. I will tell you that much.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is
bro.
ultimately playing for consistency, playing intelligently, knowing that you have a chance to leapfrog, knowing that you have a chance to get first place in this ladder rung, the bottom rung,
Mm.
and not giving up that opportunity. I mean, look at Asab. It's a high-ish 233. If he can keep this pace and lose only a minute-ish to Saab in episode 5, which is totally doable, I mean, that beats the PB of, I believe, 2 people in the rung above him. That is all he
Yeah.
needs. And let's not forget, that beats his PB too.
Yeah, of course. He'll be happy with that. That's without a doubt. I mean, I'm just thinking now, after seeing him not even jump in the start of this beta, right? What else is he gonna do? That's just like, wow, that is ridiculously safe. Like, I'm thinking, is it possible we'll see a 1P1C Hoth Arena, or for at least a couple waves? Like, that would be quite surprising to me. But
Now
if
you
that's what
say
you need
that,
to do,
but
hmm,
you are forgetting
hmm.
there will be some special strats pulled out in the arena.
Oh,
So we
okay,
will probably see
of
only one
course.
player dropped in, if I had to guess. And I mean, yeah, you saw him jump off the house there,
Hmm.
practically walking onto the end platform.
Here we go.
BIKSEL not
BIKSEL.
electing to take it so safe, and that's going to be time save. Just straight up. This is exactly what BIKSEL needs if he wants to have a chance of keeping the race in his control. If he
Hmm.
doesn't want to rely on Anonymous making a multiple minute mistake, he needs Anonymous to not go for these tricks. He needs him to not do boom skip, to not do
Hmm.
Dagobah button skip, to not go for, you know, DVT or sorry, not DVT. That's
Whoa, that's
absolutely
crazy.
ridiculous.
That,
I don't know.
that
I
is
don't know.
crazy.
There's really not that much left in episode 5 that you can't go for, but I think you get the point.
Well,
Yeah.
he could do quite a few things in CCT. That's for sure. If he pulls out anything for the content, I'd be a happy man. But I'll
Yeah,
be
I
honest.
mean,
I don't think I know what Hoth Arena strat you're even talking about if you reckon only one player dropped in. Do not think
that's
I know.
okay. I guess we'll see it.
I'm eager.
Or maybe we won't. I could just be wrong, but I believe he's done it in free play for a while, so.
Okay. I think GameRolive, just to say, did get library first try, I believe. I'm honestly not sure.
I mean, that's obviously going to be good for the mental, but at this
Of
point the
course.
gap is over 3 minutes and it's just tough because if you look at Gamer
Yeah.
Olive's BPT, this is huge PB pace, right?
Wow,
And
yeah,
and
very
Gamer
true.
Olive is in a position to lose handily. I mean, that is the
Mm,
level we're talking about here from Anonymous.
absolutely. And just from GameRolive's perspective, I mean, wow. I mean, we've got a whole episode to go, right? But this is 4-minute PB pace for the bro. And he's won his other 2 matches. I mean, how that's as happy as you can be coming from the bottom, from
For
below
sure.
the bottom rung. It's that's the ladder league experience we all want to have.
I mean, that's a run to be proud of. Like, you look at
100%.
like, of course,
Oh,
everyone wants the dream top 8 run, but
mm,
it's very very unrealistic if your PB is
absolutely.
so far off of those top 8 spots. What you
Mm,
really want is how far can I make it? How far can I prove to myself that I put on a race performance of a lifetime? And we've spent
yeah.
all this time talking about Anonymous and all this time talking about BIKSEL and Gamer all of it over was over here what 4 minutes off like 4 minutes
Yeah.
BPT off of PB right now, heading into episode 5. Like if this was a race, if there was a rung one below this, Gamer Olive would be absolutely destroying it right now. But this is just
So
the level
true.
that we're at.
Absolutely. Yep, chuck it in on pace. This is a good one. And BIKSEL, what's his PB at? It's at a 236.26. BIKSEL, he's within 2 minutes of
We
PB post
could, I mean,
BPT.
let's be honest, there's no way this happens. We could see 3 people PB here.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
that's never happened. We've seen 2 PBs, right, with you and Phantom, but I don't
Yeah.
know if we've ever seen 3.
Well, have we ever seen someone not jump at the start of beta? Because that's a first as well.
That's right.
But,
I mean, for you, that must be unspeakable because at that point, why not just deload him, right?
I know,
Then he has
bro.
no
I know,
chance of falling
absolutely.
off.
Absolutely, man. This has been a real entertaining race so far. I've really enjoyed seeing the variation and the safe strats. Like yeah, hat off to Anonymous. He's certainly
Yeah, just
playing
well thought out and just clever gameplay. We do see 1P2C here at the beginning. I
yeah.
don't know that I am thinking of,
He mustn't. He mustn't.
but like
Okay, has he soft locked? That was so bad. Camera pulling.
that
That
was
was like
close.
terrible. Bro,
Oh boy.
are you
Oh
serious?
no.
No, Anonymous.
Oh
Oh
my
my
God.
god. Okay,
Okay,
never mind,
thank
never mind,
God.
never mind, never mind, never mind, never mind. Thank God,
I
bro.
will be honest, I was a little bit worried there.
That
That would have
camera
been the
was
entire
messed
race.
up. That camera was messed
Okay,
up,
he
man.
dropped out. Let's take a look
Mm,
here. We are going to see Anonymous, who, by the way, didn't jump in the first room of Vader, go
yeah.
for one of the most advanced strats we'll see in the entire
Oh, he's
ladder, and
pan
he hits
wrapping.
the half strat, the half Matin wrap. Pretty solid on the first one. He's got another chance. Is that going to hit?
Yes, it is.
Oh my
Oh,
God, he
let's
almost
go.
soft locked. Oh my God, he almost soft locked. That was actually insanely close. And he hits another half mat wrap. It's solid. He's going to be satisfied with his performance in this arena so far. And he's going to be satisfied with his performance in the arena of twitch.tv/Lego Speedruns, putting on
Wow.
the performance of a lifetime for all these viewers. We're at 90 viewers at 5 a.m. This is
Let's
insane.
go. And we got one more man wrap to go. We got one more. I mean, he was 2 for 2 there, right? He
Come
didn't
on, let's
have to
get a
go for an
full
extra.
Matin wrap here. Let's
Yeah,
get a
come on.
perfect one.
I mean, I've never even seen that before.
Okay, it's all right. It's all right. Not too bad.
That's
Not too
not
bad.
interesting. I clearly don't understand this because
You
I
can
thought he was good in that.
if you do it correctly, you can like wrap him fully as you flip. That's kind of the idea.
Yeah.
Um,
Was playing around with man wrap setups blind. It's close, but it just
Interesting.
depends on the direction of the AT-AT,
I can
unfortunately.
actually see how that could be helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the only thing stopping any percent really.
I do want to restate, I do not think you understand how close he was to soft locking on the first AT-AT. If
I
you
definitely
hit the
didn't.
guy when your bomb is off screen, or if you
Yeah,
hit him with your bomb when the AT-AT is off screen, you have a chance of fully soft locking the level. Like the guy will disappear, but it won't count as a kill. Like
really.
that
That's
was
interesting. And
actually insane. And it wasn't even his control. He literally couldn't do anything about it either because he died.
see, I thought the soft lock you were talking about was when you blow him up right as he starts to fall and he doesn't die or
Oh, I think that one is like very precise, so you don't really
three
expect to see
different
that.
ways. Three different ways to soft lock in this
There's
room.
actually four,
Four,
but
including the probe droid.
yeah, the probe
Absolutely.
droid and the ATST.
Mm,
I mean, I'm not entirely sure if BIKSEL is making up time in this split, but
yeah.
Anonymous's Matin wrapping was good enough to secure him a 625 in that level, and that's kind of all he needs. Like, these
Yeah.
types of times are gonna win him the race if he can put them down 6 more times, 5 more times, really, and take home the gold.
Oh, boom skip. Coming up.
We'll have to see. I mean, I honestly don't know if he'll do it or not. I kind of assume he
No.
will.
You can't not do boom skip.
If I had to make a guess from what I've seen so far, he hasn't swapped players yet.
No, man. Oh, you're probably not gonna do it. So we're already gonna have 2 out of 3 booms. Well, that's assuming that our other runners go for it.
And he does swap. Okay, so it looks like he will be going for it.
Interesting.
No, that's not right.
Oh,
Okay, this is not gonna probably happen, but we'll see.
there you go.
Oh, he was too high and then he
Oh,
moved too
unlucky.
low at the last second. Now, luckily, it does break even with not going for it, roughly, to hit the second try. I honestly can't tell. This stream is so small. I literally had no
Yeah.
idea if he was standing in the right spot or not, but it's a miss. And this is why I thought he wouldn't go for it, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
I'm definitely
fine.
understanding
There
now.
we go.
There we go.
That's
What
gonna
was
be
that, third lap?
that's gonna be a 22-second time loss if BIKSEL can get this first try.
BIKSEL,
And the
he's
gap
like one
is
room
1
behind.
minute and 14 seconds. We could see less than a minute gap if BIKSEL
Mm,
hits this first try.
yeah,
And we
absolutely.
haven't even finished Echo Base here for Anonymous. This is scary.
I mean, the rest of Echo Base here is all execution. And not really any big tricks that these runners will be going for. I expect Anonymous to do well, because this is what he's been showing to be his strength throughout this entire run. Pure execution in between these bigger tricks.
I'm not sure why he's pushing C3PO right now. I don't know what's
Interesting.
going on.
Oh,
Oh, this looks like
unreal.
some nerves
Unreal.
happening here. I don't think what is happening is what he was intending to happen. Oh, it's not good right now. He's gonna take another death. I mean, look, this is not a clean
Oh,
Echo Base.
first try boom. First try boom from
That's what he
BIKSEL.
needed. That is what he needed. A 22-second time save, just like that.
Boom. And now are we going to see the transition? I mean, that's all there is really to this room now, right? Oh, wacky line on the buttons. Huh, how'd that young snow trooper get in there? What the heck?
As far as Cart Simpsons go, that was pretty good for BIKSEL. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Cart Simpsons. What was the other one? Bart Cart. I
Bart
wanted to
Cart.
call it Bart Cart, man. What the heck, man?
Oh,
That's
that was
crazy.
fire. That was a classic. That was an instant classic. Bart Cart.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can tell
Well,
Bacon made that one.
oh, true. Ah, very clean execution on the Falcon jump here.
So the
Nothing you
Falcon jump
wouldn't
is
expect.
good. We'll have to see exactly what the time was, but I'll tell you he will be losing at least 20 seconds to
Yeah.
his gold there. And that, I mean, it's not going to put PB into question, I don't think.
Okay.
But it is going to
Oh.
put that race first place into question because if you look at this, if you look at BIKSEL's BBT right now, it's 20 seconds worse than Anonymous's. If he golds this level, just think about the pace difference. That
Very
would be an
true.
incredible comeback for BIKSEL.
Definitely highlighting the different strengths of the runners in the end game here. Clearly, BIKSEL's got more potential here in these last few levels. Anything could happen. I mean, this could be a difference of who goes for DBS and who does not. I'm just talking of Dagobah after this boulder, of course.
And I think that's why we saw BIKSEL's BBT even ahead of Anonymous despite being behind him in the early game.
Mm,
It just shows that his late game golds are just stronger. Almost
yeah,
as if BIKSEL was sort of expecting this. Maybe he was fully prepared. He
interesting.
loses 1 second to gold here, and his BBT is 21 seconds behind Anonymous's into
Okay,
Falcon Flight. It is
okay.
actually going to come down to the boulder. I can't believe I'm
It
saying
always
that.
does. It always seems
I'm
to.
sure Anonymous can't believe he's found himself in a position where I'm saying that, where he's played so consistent, so safe, so smart the entire race. And one hiccup on boom skip brings BIKSEL right back into the race. I mean, how much time did he just make up?
Yeah. Well, hold on. That's a good point. How many huge mistakes has BIKSEL had? I mean, has he had less major time losses despite not going for these safer strats?
I think BIKSEL has played with more big mistakes than Anonymous has, but it's
Mm.
sort of the aggressive play style that allows him to make these
Yeah,
mistakes because
it's
he
a good
gets
way to
time
describe it.
save from so many more tricks.
Absolutely. Well, Boulder. How many blanks, Zach? Any blanks?
It would be incredible if we saw 0 blanks across both Anonymous and BIKSEL. But
Well, okay,
I'm gonna guess Anonymous will blank 3 times
okay,
and BIKSEL will blank none. And we will
okay.
see a swing for the ages. And we will see my predictions go to absolute ruins again because I apparently cannot predict the person who wins ever. Sorry, I'm just preparing for when, that happens. Anyway,
Preparing for
let's
your loss of
yeah,
this triple elim when we include Zach. Boom skip by GAMEROLIVE not working.
eliminating
Guess
my
it's working.
sanity maybe. All right. Boulder coming up here for both runners. Obviously, Anonymous is going to get there first. I think his RTA might be a little bit better than BIKSEL's. Can't really tell for
Okay.
sure. But let's see. That's a fast boulder for Anonymous. I really, really do not like the look of that. I like the
Well,
look of
hold
those
on.
first two
Is he gonna get the
targets,
top?
and
He
I like the
might.
look of that fourth target. That third
He
target's not.
didn't.
That
He did!
hit.
Oh my
That
god!
hit. No way that hits. Oh,
No,
and it
double on
doesn't.
the
Is that going to
miss.
be a favorable turn? The boulder is not turning favorably. There's two more targets. He's got to hit this one. And he does. That's a
Okay.
really good boulder for Anonymous.
That is
That
not
puts him
bad at
back
all.
into prime position. BIKSEL is going to need a really good boulder of his own if he wants any chance of coming back into this race. Anonymous is not going to lay off the gas. He's going to play safe. He's going to play consistent. And it's looking like no matter what the boulder is for BIKSEL, it's going to be a GTF angle. It's going to be a perfect CCT angle. He's going to need a stroke of luck, a miracle to bring himself back into this despite all of the work, all of the groundwork he laid in these first 5 episodes. It is all coming down to this last one. Just like
Yeah,
our friend Nolan said the other day.
that's
Oh my
so
god, this
true.
boulder is insane! There's no blanks! I was right! Oh my god, I was actually
What?
right!
You got
I was
3 and
actually
0?
right! Oh my
What?
god, I was actually right!
What
It
is
was
this
3-0.
prediction? Bro,
What?
this is where everything switches. How are you going to tell me in Season 2, Week 1, Rung 7, Ladder League, we're seeing it come down potentially to GTF for the second time this season? Potentially another? I don't know. I'm just thinking of the Revy game. This is
What's
crazy.
going on? I mean, they both got a 38 Falcon flight.
Wow. Tied. Wow.
That's insane. And the gap sits at 34 seconds still.
DBS. Well, Anonymous can't. Well, it's getting close now. Can he
Now,
afford to still play safe?
it's
Does he know?
such a question, right? I mean, 34
Like,
seconds, you can lose that off of not going for a GTF alone. It's time to stop going for these safe strats. You don't have the security anymore of that massive
he is
lead
building
that
it.
you
I was
built.
serious. He's seriously building it.
He
Okay,
built the first
okay.
ramp. I mean, I can't expect someone who built the first ramp to go for take up a button skip, but this man
Yeah.
has the technical skill to go for it. I really don't know what we're about to see.
I mean,
He
if I was
dropped
him,
out. He dropped out.
okay. He's playing to what he knows, to his strengths. I respect this. I appreciate this. I expect it to go well for the bro. Absolutely.
Let
To
me
know
tell
his
you
own
what
game
I
plays
think is
like
about to
this.
happen.
Yes.
I think Anonymous is handing the race to BIKSEL. I have to say
No.
it. He is not going for Dago button skip. 15 seconds. That's 15 seconds of time save BIKSEL can get by just not messing up. If that 15 seconds hits, it's a 19-second gap. And what happens when you're 19 seconds ahead going into CCT? That is not a lead. That is
No.
not a lead.
No.
It's
May as
just
well
not.
be RNG.
That's correct.
Hut skip. This is important, albeit easily skippable, I feel. Here,
But he did in room 1, so
absolutely.
it's not going to be an issue here. And we are seeing DBS. Everyone direct your
Oh,
attention toward the top
hold,
right. BIKSEL
hold.
gets over with R2 and Luke. Can he get the fly
But
off?
the
He is
jank,
on 50 hertz. He does get it, and that's 15 seconds save to
oh,
Anonymous. We are now within 20 seconds after a 2-minute gap for almost the entire race. We are seeing BIKSEL mount one of the craziest comebacks of all time in Ladder League, Zoda, of all time in the elimination rung.
I mean, double elim, double the pressure, triple the pressure. Oh my goodness. I mean, I think now about this upcoming boss fight. You see the way these top runners play it? It is fluid, right? Like I said,
Look at the
execution,
gap.
anonymous. This is going to be close. It's going to be crazy.
They're in the
Like
same
one
room. They're in the same room.
for the first
It's
time in
happening.
episodes. In episodes, they're in the same room.
Anonymous, he
Hold
needs
on.
to play this cave cleanly. He just needs to.
Okay, that's exactly what I'm
That's not
saying.
clean. That is not
That's a
clean.
huge mistake. That's
Any
important.
mistake, any
This is
mistake
all
can cost
important.
him. Soda, we're not watching Gamer Olive's boulder. This man is on
not-
PB pace, and this man can PB by 3 minutes,
Uh,
and we're watching one of the most crazy comebacks in ladder league history happen at 4:57 in the morning Eastern. What is going on?
I'm
What
flabbergasted,
from
man.
Gamerol thousands? What? Oh my god! What is happening right now? That was insane! How did that just hit? I mean, I don't have any words for what is going on right now.
Nigga, bro,
Anonymous,
I'm literally on the edge of my goddamn seat. Like,
Anonymous
this is
this is absolute nocturnal hours for Anonymous, and Bixel misses the
True.
camera pan skip. I mean, this is coming down to small time saves and small time losses. I do not
It's
know
like,
what I am about to see in this next level.
what's
Bixel
the
takes a
R2
death.
spawn? What? Okay. Well, he's gonna get the instant use on the panel, you know. Like if BIKSEL gets a bad R2 spawn here, that's big enough to ruin this potential lead, like,
I mean,
or
what is the
comeback
gap even
potentially.
gonna be?
I'm gonna guess. Well, you thought that it could be within 20, but I mean,
I just think Bixel hasn't been playing this level so clean. Like, I don't know if it's even within 20.
well, he got DPS excellently. I think he's definitely made it up. I think it's gonna be within 20,
Okay, so
maybe
it's
even less.
a 28 Dagobah for Anonymous. That is not good. You can get
Okay.
a 44 Dagobah with DBS. So
Okay.
out of the 44 seconds of potential time save, how much can Bixel get here? It's really, really crucial. He gets at least 20 of that.
I'm waiting for the numbers.
We just
I'm
have to
waiting
wait
to
and
see.
see.
Because it's loads as well. Like visually, it's so difficult to tell
Oh
how
my god,
close this
it's a
really is.
23-second gap. It's a 23
Oh
second
my
gap.
goodness.
If you miss the fly in DVT one time, you are now behind Bixel. And that's not just all. I don't know if either of these runners know GTF. If Bixel has this in his
Oh,
pocket, he could pull this out and be winning. And there's nothing Anonymous can do. I mean, the race is not even in Anonymous's hands anymore.
BIKSEL, I don't know. These guys have to be really paying attention to the run here, right? Because what the other runners does at this stage is going to be affecting your decision. Because absolutely, if BIKSEL has GTF in his pocket, should he risk it this
Anonymous
close? I
grabs
mean,
the
you don't
power
know.
up. I mean, this is safety on
Insane.
another level.
That's nuts. I mean, one death is 4 seconds. I mean, he's fine. Killed them all. That was crazy that he killed them all like that. What?
Can I remind you, Zoda, that
Yes.
these three runners are actually all on PB pace still. Like,
Oh,
actually,
wait, true.
all three
Gamerolive.
are ahead of their PB right
We
now.
could see a triple PB here, and of course, a first try R4. Oh no!
And he slips off the panel.
No.
That's gonna be time loss. That's gonna be time loss. Can Anonymous
Alright.
make this fly? He is able to make it. And we're gonna have to see if Bixel can hit the Stevie 0.
Is there a chance we could see fast EV1?
I
from
highly
BIKSEL?
doubt it. I think Bixel knows that the race is really gonna come down to consistency at this point.
Fair.
I don't expect to see it.
Best, but with 20
But
seconds
Bixel
going
has
into
switched to
best
60 hertz, by the way, and that's going to make his CCT just a little bit more consistent than Anonymous's.
That's crucial.
But you know what that means? It probably means we're not going to see a GTF from either runner.
Hold on.
Bixel, it's really on him to make the gap up in this level. And if Anonymous can hit this first try, which he does,
Yes.
it's going to be really hard. Bixel hits DV1 first try.
Oh, and Anonymous
is getting the fly
struggling.
here.
You say
He
if he
gets it
misses
off.
the fly once. Okay.
Okay, he does get it off. There's potential to save time here for Bixel, but if we see a first try DV3,
is the big one.
It's a miss.
That's one.
And now the race is wide open. This is anyone's game. If Bixel hits this first try, it's anyone's game. That's a second miss, and it's actually in Bixel's hands now. If he can hit it first try, Anonymous slips off. It's a third miss. The edge jump isn't good enough, Zoda. It's not good enough.
He needs to scoop. Let's go. Okay.
He gets the scoop. Did Bixel? I don't know if Bixel just missed the trick or not. I wasn't looking.
He's just missed it like 3 times. Well, okay, hold on. He may have missed it once.
Okay, a panel jump executed perfectly from Anonymous here. Bixel is pause buffering deluxe right now,
times.
and he deactivates
Oh,
R2. Oh my goodness, that is actually huge. That is huge. That is a 4-second time loss. That's gonna matter.
I mean, so many different time losses for both of these runners here. I have not a single clue where this lead lies. Like,
If
we went from
BIKSEL gets
23, it could be anything.
if BIKSEL gets DV3 first try, he could be winning. I don't think it'll happen, but you never know.
Come on, young BIKSEL. No,
No,
there's
that's
no
not
edge
going to
jump.
be good enough. That first edge jump isn't good enough. The same issue Anonymous had, and he's allowing the same issue to happen to him that Anonymous had. I mean, this has been the story of this race. Anonymous opens the door, and BIKSEL slams it shut in his face every single time. He just can't take the groundwork, the extra
Fine.
ground that Anonymous is giving him to eat up.
I believe that was 5th try. It's the same as the other, so that DVT for BIKSEL is gonna be detrimental without the DV3 saves there.
It's a 359 for Anonymous. There was so
Mm.
much time. There was 50
Wow.
seconds of time save here, and I don't know if a BIKSEL is getting any of it.
Oh, wow. Wow. Of course, GAMEROLIVE also entering CCT here.
I mean, we're going to see one of the most crazy, intense
know.
finishes to a race, followed by a multiple-minute PB by the last place racer.
How
What can you even
double
say?
double elim, triple PB. But there's only one winner, bro. But there's only
There's
one
one
winner.
winner. Imagine BIKSEL. You do not care that you PB'd. You cannot care that you PB'd if you lose this match. It doesn't matter to you. All you care about now is winning.
Absolutely.
2:36.26 is BIKSEL's PB. 2:35.40 is Anonymous's PB. Both have almost a full minute to gold in this level if they want a PB.
Yeah.
And they don't care. I guarantee you they do not care. All they're thinking about right now is, can I take this race home? I'll tell you what, Zoda, I'm going to be completely honest with you. My heart is racing right now. I have no idea what is about to happen. I mean, look at the gap. Look at the gap. Anything can happen.
I can't say anything, bro. I just can't say anything. I'm a viewer. I'm just as big of a fan as anyone here. Like, I just cannot believe. Okay, so that's
Great Boba fight by Anonymous, though. Great
at
Boba fight.
least he did get it in 2. I thought for sure he didn't get the last shot there, but oh, door clip, of course. This is
And
just
I think
it.
if BIKSEL
This
can't
is
take
gonna
this
matter
home, he
so
has
much.
to blame himself, man.
Oh,
A
yeah.
432 CCT there is just not good enough. It's just not.
Yeah, it's always gonna hurt in the
First
Hey,
straight
they
door
say
clip.
hindsight is
And
2020.
his civilian sabotages. Anonymous makes a death.
NPCs.
Another civilian. I mean, Boba's still there. Another civilian. Is he gonna take a death here?
Oh, come on, you need to
Oh, a
die.
miss! Oh, a
Oh
Troll
no!
This is not how it should have ended.
It's nowhere
Anonymous, you can't let this
freaking near
happen.
over.
Does that even work? It doesn't work, and there's another civilian, and it's gonna come down to door clip. If BIKSEL can get this first try, he might be in the lead. He gets out. Anonymous
Oh, he
with a
finally
7th
gets-
try door clip, and he's gonna go for the swap. No, he's gonna drop out here. And he needs to make sure he does not kill himself here. He bops and bounds. He's gonna have to make sure he doesn't get an aggro,
Playing
because
it
if he gets an
safe
aggro,
again.
he's not even gonna be ahead anymore. What is
He's
happening?
playing it so
There's a
safe
guy on his
here.
left. There's a guy. He has to shoot him. Oh my
It
goodness, that
paid
could have been
off.
so bad.
Playing it that safe paid off. This entire time we're talking, how's he going to do that? How's he going to do that? It's so little time. And literally that was the game changer right there. If that guy had given him damage and he then played it that safe, hold on, door clip.
Oh
many
my god,
tries
I
did it
thought he was turning around. I thought he was turning around. I was
Yeah.
gonna lose my mind if he went for GTF right
Yeah.
now. I was gonna lose it. I mean,
Second
here's
try.
the question. Here's
Pretty
the question. Is Anonymous winning? BIKSEL just got door clip. I don't know if Anonymous is even winning anymore.
He's taking
I mean, the
death,
gap
though.
was 56 seconds. I don't know. Is it really going to come down to the end platform of all things? The end platform that we have so dearly missed since GTF was implemented. The beautiful part of our beautiful run. The beautiful orchestra of all the emotions, all the 1P2C, the RNG, the
No.
stormtroopers, the ability coming together at the very end of the run that we haven't been able to see from a single top runner, from a single high intensity match since GTF got added. Could it be the final piece of the puzzle to make this one of the greatest comebacks in the history of the ladder league?
And it seems not, because BIKSEL didn't do it. This is all going to go down to just execution. No GTF, no special tricks. How good can we do this traditional OG route at the end? This is
Anonymous
what we're
gets
waiting to
auto
see.
dropped out. It is going to be an absolute mad dash to kill the platform troopers. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Oh my god, I'm just so I'm nervous, man. I don't know who's winning.
With this strat, I mean, he's been playing so safe. Do you think he'll give us a surf? Do you think he'll throw us one just for this
You know what, Soda?
anticipation?
I do not. I really do not think he will.
Yep. No, he
How
will.
wrong I
Well,
was.
that,
How
that was
wrong
an
I was,
optimal
and
one
I've
though.
never been
That was
happier
an
to be wrong
optimal
in my
one.
life.
This one he won't. Oh my god. Okay.
Look, this is what it's about. Anonymous enters the end platform. I'm sure in his head right now, he can hear the voice of summoning salt. He can hear my interview. He can hear me talking about taking bad deaths on the end platform. This is his moment. This is the moment where Anonymous needs to clutch up, show what he's made of. Does he have the minerals? Is he a choker? Is he a closer? He has to play a perfect end platform if he wants to secure his victory here against BIKSEL, and it's off to a really, really shaky start. That death is not what he wanted to see. It's going to come down to the final time, and we're going to have to see it when he enters the Falcon.
gonna have to see it live. We're just gonna have to wait and see. Count the deaths. I've seen at least three, between the two players.
He's
He's
entering
in
the
the
end
right place. He's
platform.
waiting.
He's in the Falcon. It's going to be a PB, but we already knew that. It's going to be a
PB1.
2:35:09 for Anonymous,
GG.
cementing his PB, and BIKSEL is coming up on the end platform. I don't know what the RTA is right now, but he's going to need a massive gold if he wants to take this one home, and I think it might just be enough for Anonymous to secure one of the craziest finishes to Ladder League in history of this competition. And it's going to be a PB for BIKSEL too. Don't forget that. It's going to be a PB.
We like on the line here. Still
I think
triple
Anonymous
PB.
might have done enough. The door opens. What is BIKSEL's final time? He
Come
enters
on.
with a
Oh,
2:35:37, and Anonymous
the
takes home
loads.
an absolute nail biter, a double PB, and BIKSEL is not going to be happy about that PB. What a match! It could have been anyone's game into the last level, into the second to the last level, into the third to the last level, into the fourth to the
Wow.
last level, but ultimately, Anonymous, the safety, the intelligence, the brilliance, the clutch to bring it back, to make sure he does not give up the 2-minute lead he had. And now it's all eyes on GAMEROLIVE to secure one of the biggest PBs we've ever seen in the history of Ladder League since, well, GAMEROLIVE's PB last week.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, I can't wipe the grin off my face. What a wow! Like this is Ladder League. Like this is live. This is the event. Like we're really watching this. Like 3 PBs.
They say
2
it's
minutes
unscripted.
ahead from
I'm
Anonymous the
starting to not
whole
believe it
time.
anymore. Every morning, guys, they send me a script, and it is just, I'm like, no one's going to buy this. Come on. I mean, what a match. This is unbelievable. GAMEROLIVE is here to finish it off with a triple PB. I mean, a
Whoa,
triple PB, Zoda. We've never seen that before.
that's a first. That's very, very true. Taking over the double PB. I mean, hey, was that the only double PB? Is this really that far ahead of the rest?
I don't know. I mean, this is just it's unbelievable.
It is. Well, I don't know. That way that Anonymous was playing, that whole game, he did not let that lead falter. And I mean, we talk about BIKSEL's strong end game as displayed in his BPT. I mean, it definitely almost had him creeping. I mean, that episode 5, do you think that was the best of the run? It has to be. It has to be.
Absolutely.
The closest of the run for sure. Like they were just trading back and forth, time save and time loss. It's awesome.
This is a full minute PB almost for both of these runners. Like
Yeah.
I Gamer Olive
Let's
does
see.
not get the first try box slip. Hopefully, it does not have that issue that they had the other day, or like I guess it was a couple weeks ago, where they got stuck in the little collision. Third try
Surely not. Yeah,
is
no,
good
look
enough.
how safe he played it, knowing that that collision was there as well.
Well done. And Gamer Olive is going to walk in a massive PB here as well. I mean, look, obviously
Yeah.
we're gonna try and have an interview after this. It's okay if the
Yeah.
runners are maybe too shaken up to do one. Hopefully we can get Anonymous in as the winner in a second here if he wants to, but no pressure if not. I mean, I just love to ask him what is going through his head after that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, what an insane finish to PB like that. To PB with those time losses. I mean, think about how much better that run could have been. He had a 230 BPT in Jabas.
Yeah. I mean, he lost all of that time in Chancellor. Like, he will be thinking this is a bad run.
He will, and but you know what he won't be thinking? He won't be thinking that was a bad performance because to
Absolutely
make
not.
it that close and then to be the one that comes out on top, you have to feel
Absolutely.
so relieved.
Hmm.
3 end platforms
Well,
here. Just one of the most beautiful rooms in the entire game. I'm so glad we get to see it just a few more times
yeah,
here.
I was thinking that, just here we are. Won't be seeing as much of this as we climb up the rungs, that's for sure. Yeah, can't wait to hear what Anonymous has to say, if anything, if he can.
And as our final racer enters the Falcon, what
Good
is the final
game.
time going to be? It's going to be a PB. I don't know by how much. Let's see.
Oh,
It's going to
good.
be a 2:39:02, a 2.5
Nice.
minute PB, I
Is
believe.
that a minute plus for everyone? A minute plus
Wow.
PB? That
Absolutely insane. Triple PB elimination match nail biter. Almost a 2 minute comeback that came down to CCT and Bespin. You cannot ask for anything better than that.
mm, mm. Week
All right.
1 of Ladder League, might I remind you. Week 1.
We have to pull Anonymous in here for an interview as he comes in here. Zoto, I will let you take it away with the first question.
Anonymous. Hello.
Hello.
So, me and Zach, we said many, many, many times, your composure, is that still there? Have you fallen apart? That was insane, bro.
I feel okay. I mean, I definitely got really cocky. Like coming out of like Junland or like Jabas when I golded those long levels, I felt like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm invincible. I'm gonna get like a 232, and I'm like impossible to not leapfrog, and I'm getting such this
Yeah.
great time. I kind of humbled myself a little bit, but I feel like I did a good job just not making the one last mistake to fall behind. I feel pretty good about that aspect.
Absolutely, bro. I mean, I got to say the amount of safe strats that you did where I would think no man would it was clever. It was strategic and I love to watch it. I mean, what was going through your head in Vader? I mean, to not jump, that is incredibly safe.
Yeah, well, I lost like a minute invader in my PB to the
Okay.
drop and warp. And so I was still gonna do it, but I had forgotten to drop out and ruin. So I just like came into the level and it's like, okay, well, I'm not gonna get in this whole mess again. It just happened with
Yeah.
Chancellor, basically the same. I'm just
Yeah.
not doing this, no reason.
Yeah, and it paid off 100%. Oh man, it was awesome to see. Was there anything you wish that you'd gone for that you didn't? I mean, you got the
Uh,
PP. What am I saying?
Yeah, I made a pretty deliberate choice just to not go for anything that I'm not comfortable with
Absolutely.
unless it saves like too much time to ignore. So like I'm
Yeah.
all the stuff I didn't go for, I also don't go for in normal attempts. And I think now I'm going to start to try to implement some of it, but I
Mm.
mostly feel like the way I improve is just to like keep PBing or whatever, like or just to like
Yeah.
get better at movement and not to try to do all this risky stuff that is not most of my time loss.
And
Yeah.
Anonymous, I do want to ask you a question because in Secret Plans, I asked my co-commentator here what he gave as a percent chance that the current
Very
leader,
true.
anonymous source, would win the race, and he said 87.9% chance to win the race. And you know what? I fully agreed with him. I thought that was maybe even a little low. But then end game from BIKSEL, almost as if he was willing to take the time loss in the early game and just come back in the end game. Were you sort of aware of BIKSEL's strengths and sort of expecting him to put forward such a strong end game?
So I think in Secret Plans, if you had asked me, I would have given an even higher percentage.
Yeah.
It was sometime around like Carcoon or Speeder though that I realized that like BIKSEL was like 2 minutes ahead of his PB. I was like 40 seconds ahead. So if we both paced PB, he would beat me. And I had a really good episode 5 in my PB. So I was like, wait, how good is this guy's end game? Like, is he gonna do that here? Maybe I should be worried. And that's when
Yeah.
I started to treat it as a close race again.
Yeah, and I'm glad you did, because it ended up being extremely close. The gap after CCT was 23 seconds. I mean, that's the closest it got. I mean, you guys were in the same room a couple times, and for the race to, end that way after being so far apart for so long was incredible. Of course, our first triple PB race. I mean, I cannot
Wow.
believe that
Ever.
actually happened in a match.
Yeah,
That's
that's
just insane.
nuts.
And I guess my final question is, what are you looking for the next match? Obviously it's a PB, but you can, PB again, perhaps go further. What are you going to look for? Maybe mentality change or strats change going into the next match. Maybe even if you do pick up Leapfrog and end up in Rung 5.
Yeah, I mean the leapfrog is a big factor here. That's the one like regret I have with this run is like I could have gotten a minute better and like beat Quasar's PB, been pretty chill in there. Like I'm not gonna be eliminated next week, but now I might have to race twice light, and that's like I maybe need to bring out the big guns. I should definitely learn stuff like trash skip, slow force, maybe bring back Dagobah button skip. I think I need to add just a couple of strats to save another like minute off my time, and I think that'll make that kind of win achievable.
Absolutely, and I think that's the way to go. I mean, we'll have to see next week. Of course, the next upcoming matches are going to be. Do we have one? We don't have one until Saturday, I believe. So they're all going to be on the weekend. Let me see if I can switch to that screen real quick. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I
Next
believe
up,
that's going to be
here we go.
Quasar, myself, and Charizite.
Yep,
Charizite
and
coming
we
up.
will see that on the 24th, which is a Saturday. But before that, I guess earlier
Oh,
that day, we will see Rung 2,
double.
Senor versus Harasmi versus Anorak. That will be an absolute banger of a match. We will then see in prime time, 6 p.m. Eastern on Sunday, Rung 1, the one everyone's been waiting for, Jared versus Frostbite versus WeSuper. So make sure you guys tune in. Thank you guys so much for all the people who watched at 5 a.m. Eastern, especially I'm glad the Europeans had something to watch for once. I hope this was a fun match for everyone. This was like the most fun match I've ever commentated.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Yeah, that's
insane.
awesome.
A pleasure to commentate with you, Zoda. A pleasure to watch 3 PBs at the same time. Just really, really fun to watch. And I hope you guys really enjoy it and tune into the matches this weekend. We're gonna have some new tech next week, hopefully. A cool little match probability we're working on. So I hope you guys will enjoy it. If you have any final words, Zoda, let the people know.
Well, absolutely. Well, thank you for having me on comms. Thank you, Anonymous, for showing me that run. Just that was incredibly clever, and I really do think you encapsulated the bringing strategy to the ladder league, not through a run, but through how you go about the event. You've really set the standard for future runs, I think.
Well,
Yep.
thank you,
I
Zoda.
I think that's true. I think we will see some more banger matches. I think after the first match, I was like, we might not see a better match the entire tournament. And then of
Mm,
course we get a banger and then another banger and then this is just what happens in ladder league.
yeah,
It's so insane.
absolutely.
So yeah, guys, make sure you go to the Discord, !Discord, if you want to join the TCS Discord. All the commands are in the pinned message if you want to take a look at the bracket or anything else. I am going to go ahead and end stream. If there's a mod in the channel, you can go ahead and raid someone. But yeah, thanks for watching, everyone, and we will see you next time.
Thank you.